পাচ্ছে না।
আচ্ছা,
শুনতে পাচ্ছি না, দিদিশাও শুনতে পাচ্ছে না।
না শুনতে পাচ্ছি, আমি কিছু বলিনি এখনো। শুনতে পাচ্ছি? হ্যাঁ
আমাদের কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা।
Where is Molloy, sir?
নিবেদিতা দি, you have to call them. নিবেদিতা দিকে ফোন
Please.
করতে
এখনো আসেনি এখনো।
এই রে,
I'm waiting for him.
চৈতিদি তোমার কাছে ফোন নাম্বার আছে মলয় স্যারের?
না, কি করে?
তাহলে মাতাজি নিবেদিতা দি কোথায়? নিবেদিতা দির কাছে আছে, তাহলে একবার ফোন।
তানিয়া is joining.
ওকে।
না,
তানিয়াও ফোন করতে পারে একবার যদি জয়েন করে যায়।
ইন্টারনেট বলছো, তোমায় ডাকছিল ছেলে।
Tanya, my voice clear to you? Tanya, my voice is clear to you? Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself from your end.
Okay.
Okay. I think you hear me. Tanya, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay.
দেবব্রত, আমরা কিন্তু সময়ে শুরু করে দেব। মলয় বাবু যখন আসবেন ওনাকে তুমি ইন করে নেবে, ওনার অনেক পরে, কিন্তু আমরা দুটো মানে একদম দুটোই শুরু করব। সোমা আসেনি এখন, সোমা জয়েন করেনি
না।
সোমাদিকে একটা ফোন কর।
Roma Mari coming.
আচ্ছা
এই বিদিশা একটু
করছি।
She's joined.
জয়েন্ট? ওকে।
ওই যে সময় এসে গেছে।
দেবব্রত, are we going live? দেবব্রত, are we going live?
ইউটিউবে আমরা চলে গেছি কি লাইভে?
Yes.
দিচ্ছে, ট্রান্সফার করছে।
না,
করে দিয়েছে মাতাজি। ইউটিউবে এখন লাইভ দেখাচ্ছে।
Yes. Yes, Jyoti ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Already did.
Okay.
দেবব্রত, আমাদের অনেক টিচাররা আসতে চাইছেন, যেমন পাঞ্চালি ম্যাম আসতে চাইছেন লিখেছেন, তো ওগুলো একটু
actually ম্যাম আমি এখনো কাউকে অ্যাডমিট করিনি, জাস্ট আই এম লুকিং ফর মলয় স্যার।
দেবব্রত, রঞ্জনাদি অনেকক্ষণ ওয়েট করছেন।
এবারে তুমি ওপেন করে দাও, তা নাহলে আমাদের অনেক টিচাররা ওয়েট করছে এখানে লিখছে।
রঞ্জনাদিকে আনো।
I think resource persons রা সবাই আগে এসে যাক, সেই জন্য ওয়েট।
হ্যাঁ একটু প্লিজ, একটু জাস্ট গিভ মি আ মোমেন্ট।
সেট হয়ে যাক, তারপরে ওয়েট।
রঞ্জনাদিকে
কিন্তু মলয় বাবু এখনই আসবেন তো, না পরে ঢুকবেন?
রঞ্জনাদি অনেকক্ষণ ধরে ওয়েট করছে।
তুমি একটু মলয় বাবুকে ফোন করো, রঞ্জনাদিকে ঢুকিয়ে নিচ্ছে।
আই এম ট্রাইং।
আপনি পরে ঢুকবেন কিনা জিজ্ঞেস করে নাও তাহলে।
অজন্তা দি টু, অজন্তা দি, we are also waiting for অজন্তা দি।
Actually, she not write his name on
Ranjana di? She has not written?
Not written yet.
This is Sujoy Mukherjee.
হ্যাঁ বলছি আপনার কি প্রোফাইলের নাম লেখা নেই?
না
হ্যাঁ বলছি প্রোফাইলে কি নাম আছে?
রঞ্জনা মুখার্জি আছে। যদি না থাকে দেখুন সুজয় মুখার্জি আছে, কিন্তু আমি তাকে চেঞ্জ করে দিয়েছিলাম প্রোফাইলটা।
রঞ্জনা মুখার্জি এখানে কিন্তু নেই, আমি ওয়েট করছি।
আমি আবার বেরিয়ে গেছি, আমি আবার করে ঢোকার চেষ্টা করছি।
ও প্লিজ ফাস্ট এখানে অজন্তা ম্যামও নেই কিন্তু, বিদিশা ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা, কিন্তু অজন্তা ম্যামের নাম্বার তো নিবেদিতা দির কাছে। তানিয়া তোমার কাছে আছে অজন্তা ম্যামের নাম্বার?
হ্যাঁ আছে।
একটু ম্যামকে ফোন করবে?
হ্যাঁ আমি করছি। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা করছি।
নিবেদিতা মান্না আপনার কলেজের ফ্যাকাল্টি কি?
না না না,
স্টুডেন্ট মনে।
ওকে।
নন্দিতা দি, where is Krishna di?
পাঞ্চালি মজুমদার বলে আছেন একজন কলেজের ম্যাম, তিনি অনেকবার লিখছেন দেখলাম এখানে।
নন্দিতা দি,
আমি একবারই অ্যাপ্রুভ করে দেব সবাইকে।
where is Krishna di?
কৃষ্ণা মাতাজি নেই, she is not here.
माताजी, प्रभा प्रणाम माताजी। नमस्कार। प्रणाम माताजी। प्रभा प्रणाम माताजी।
हाँ जी प्रणाम। प्रभा प्रणाम जी।
আপনাকে খুব ভালো দেখাচ্ছে।
হচ্ছে তোমার ফিজিক্যালি তো দেখবো না, অন দ্য স্ক্রিন দেখছি।
যেমন বরাদ্দ রেখেছে, যতটা বরাদ্দ আমাদের
ঠিক বলে।
প্রীতি ম্যাম,
হ্যাঁ
আমি এখানে পেয়েছি তানিয়া সোমা ম্যামকে পেয়েছি, আমাদের রেসপেক্টেড মাতাজি পেয়েছি, চৈতি ম্যাম আপনি তো আছেন, ঐশানী আমি পেয়েছি, বাকি কাউকে পেলাম না কিন্তু।
সুজয় মুখার্জি, see there's somebody called সুজয় মুখার্জি।
না উনি তো বললেন রঞ্জনা দির নামে করে দিয়েছেন, দেখুন তো রঞ্জনা ম্যাম।
রঞ্জনা বা সুজয়, anyone।
বেরিয়ে গিয়ে আবার ঢুকেছেন।
অজন্তা ম্যাম বললো এখন একটু আসতে পারবেন না, উনি 3:30 নাগাদ জয়েন করবেন।
ঠিক আছে।
হ্যাঁ
তানিয়া ওকে জিজ্ঞেস করো ওনার নামটা কি আছে, কোন নামে জয়েন করবেন।
ও অজন্তা আচার্যি,
ওই নামে করবেন।
হ্যাঁ ওই নামেই কালকে আমাকে তাই বলেছেন, অজন্তা আচার্যি।
মলয় স্যার কি তখন করবেন না উনি আগে করবেন?
ম্যাডাম উনি তো বললেন এই সময়তে কানের ইন্ট্রোডাকশনে থাকবেন, এবার বলতে পারছি না আমি, তাহলে স্যারকে আমি ফোন করছি একবার।
স্যারকে ফোন করে জিজ্ঞেস করো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
তো রঞ্জনা মুখার্জি has joined।
চৈতি ম্যাম,
হ্যাঁ
রঞ্জনা দি
should I admit all?
I think it's 2 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Admit all।
আমার গলা
Yes
নমস্কার।
3:15
এবার শুনতে পাচ্ছো?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
yes
শোনা যাচ্ছে।
শোনা যাচ্ছে? ঠিক আছে। দেখতে পাবে এখানে এসো না, এখানে এসো, এখানে এসো। দিবানন্দকে দেখে না উনি শেষ করে।
মাতাজি আমি 3:15 পরে ডিসকানেক্ট করতে পারি?
হ্যাঁ বলুন।
3:15
হ্যাঁ বলুন।
মাতাজি আমাকে শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? মাতাজি আমাকে শুনতে পারছেন? আমি দিব্যানন্দ বলছি। মাতাজি 3:15 ডিসকানেক্ট করব, 3:15 সবা 3টে নাগাদ আমি ডিসকানেক্ট করতে পারি মাতাজি?
Yes, yes, yes.
মাতাজি আমাদের তারা দিয়ে এসেছেন।
তারা ভালো আছো? আমায় চিনতে পারছো? আমাকে চিনতে পারছো? সাদা করে ফেলেছিস।
Hello, respected all the chairperson. Choiti ma'am. Please, going to start. I admit all. Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute.
90 people.
দেখো 2টোর সময় শুরু হবে। জেনাদি,
হ্যাঁ,
অনেকদিন পরে।
আর আমাদের কি অবস্থা?
তবু দেখা হলো।
হ্যাঁ, সেই তোমায় দেখে আমার মনটা শান্ত হলো।
Over to Choiti ma'am.
চৈতি ম্যামকে ডাকছে তো।
Shall we start?
Our internet connection is
Yes.
নিবেদিতা দি।
আমরা মিউট করে।
Namaskar, good afternoon, and welcome to our webinar titled Yoga in Theory and in Practice. Ramakrishna Sharada Mission Vivekananda Vidya Bhavan is one of the foremost girls' colleges in West Bengal today. And we are proud to say that it was the first women's educational institution to be founded by the Ramakrishna Sharada Mott. So it's our privilege today to hold a webinar entitled Yoga in Theory and in Practice with generous financial support from the ICPR, or the Indian Council of Philosophical Research. We are thankful to the ICPR for providing us with the opportunity to hold a discussion or a dialogue on something which we feel is absolutely necessary today, as we are all passing through a very, very turbulent, panicked, and uncertain time. So we need something like yoga to calm us down, to show us the right path, we believe. That is why the philosophy department of our college, once again I reiterate, with generous financial support from the ICPR, is proud to host today's webinar, where we are going to look at this practice of yoga from both a theoretical and a practical aspect, from both aspects. Before we actually move on to the formal inauguration of our webinar today, may I request the 800 odd participants. We are really proud to say that within a very short notice, we have received enormous response from our students, our colleagues, and our well-wishers. So today, right now, I think we are over 300 who have been admitted, and the others will be following us over YouTube. So may I please request the participants to kindly switch off their videos and mute themselves. That will not only save bandwidth and enable us to conduct the webinar efficiently, it will also not distract the speakers. Any movement, because this is not a real physical interaction, it is really distracting for the speakers to
Exactly.
So please, once more, I request all of you, except the resource persons, to kindly and mute yourselves. Kindly switch off your video modes. So may I now request our coordinator of the IQAC of our college. And IQAC, I must mention, is also a co-organizer of today's webinar. So may I request Dr. Shoma Marik to formally welcome the participants and the resource persons. Dr. Marik.
Thank you, Dr. Choiti Mitro. It's a very good afternoon to all of you. Warm welcome to the national webinar. As has already been discussed, the theme, Yoga in Theory and Practice. I welcome everybody on behalf of the Department of Philosophy and the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of our college. In the first place, I must welcome all the honorable speakers and the resource persons. First, the keynote speaker will be our principal, our respected principal, Prabrajika Bhashar Prana Mataji. It will be followed by Prabrajika speech by Prabrajika Divananda Prana Mataji. She is the editor of Sambit, Sri Sharadamat, New Delhi. I also welcome Professor Ranjana Mukherjee, former professor, Department of Philosophy, Rabindra Bharati University. She is also one of the faculties in the PG department of our, the Department of Philosophy. I welcome Sri Malay Mukhopadhyay. He is the assistant professor, PG department of GIPE, Banipur, 24 Parganas, not 24 Parganas actually. And I welcome Srimati Ajanta Acharya Banerjee. She is the former yoga instructor of Bardhaman University. And I welcome Srimati Tania Nag. She is a physical instructor of Serampur College. She is also associated with our college. And very profusely, I welcome our coordinator and who has set up everything, our vice principal, Prabrajika Prana Mataji. I also welcome all other distinguished guests, Matajis, friends, colleagues, and our dear students and former students who have registered for the program. It is heartening that during a period, we are going through a period of worldwide crisis, and we are using modern technology to come together and discuss valuable ideologies and practices that developed in the past. We have included this subject, yoga, in our skill enhancement courses so that we can develop a holistic approach to yoga. We'll be taking a yogic lens today to look at the contemporary issues and problems and to explore the solutions as techniques that help people to improve their physical and mental wellness. Yoga is practiced by people in different parts of the world today. But yoga is not confined to the medicalization aspect of our survival of our life, of our living. Yoga in all its shapes tends to combine the mind and body in a way that questions the Cartesian dualism of mind and body. Yoga may help in our self-actualization, in our processes of self-actualization, self-development, both in terms of theory and our lived realities. And it would also be a worthwhile starting point. I don't belong to philosophy, but as a history student and teacher, I have some engagement with the philosophical thought and political thought. So yoga can also be a good starting point to look at the post-Kantian directions in the European aesthetics, especially when the Romantics tried to explore the Orient to develop their own theory. Over to Dr. Choiti Mitro, who is also the moderator and chair of this session.
Thank you, Shomati. May I once again request participants to kindly switch off their videos. Kindly switch off your videos. Kindly click on the video sign on your screens. You are still visible, many of you. And it is rather distracting for the speakers. Kindly mute yourselves and turn off your videos. Thank you. Now, may I request our respected principal, Prabhrajika Bhashwar Prana Mataji, to kindly deliver the keynote address of today's webinar.
Jyoti and Shama. Humble namaskar to all respected speakers and ladies and gentlemen. I heartily welcome you all to this webinar today on behalf of College Ramakrishna Sharada Mission Vivekananda Vidya Bhavan, a fully women's college started by Sri Sharada Authority in 1961. Of Swami Vivekananda. It's 9 years of its success. And 2016, it was accredited second, was conferred grade E. Now, IQVC and Department of Philosophy jointly has organized this webinar on yoga in theory and in practice. I'm very much surprised, and also it's a matter of pleasure to us to see that a huge number of interested persons are attending this webinar. Subject is yoga in theory and practice. I'm to give the keynote address. Now, in the field of Indian thought, yoga, as envisaged by Patanjali Rishi, is the only theistic system with the provision of both contemplative and practical side. It consists in both theory. The special interest of yoga is in practice of some physical postures, asana, for the attainment of viveka, jnana, or discriminative knowledge. In mind, caused or affected by Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh. The yoga's first principle is Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh. That means restrainments of incessantly changing and fluctuating mental states. It's very difficult to restrain them. For the attainment of full concentration, without which no knowledge can be attained. Now, in yoga, we see our asana, breathing, asana, both are for the attainment of knowledge or highest. Mahabharata, it is said, Nasti yogo samam balam. Physical fitness and mental stability, tranquility, both are necessary for having knowledge of truth. The proverb goes, a sound mind in a sound body. Body must be made fit vehicle for concentrated thoughts as mind should be. So, body as well as mind, both are to be trained Yoga preserves vital energy and it strengthens, make mind peaceful. The whole nervous system can be brought under control and one can prevent all the unnecessary disturbance caused sometimes mind creating in. So tranquil state of mind, stability, steadiness, these are all psychical phenomena to be trained along with body. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked Sri Krishna, how could I control my restless mind? The flesh Krishna Pramati Balabhadradam. Abhyasena tu kaunte. Regular practice and withdrawal of mind from gross enjoyments, which always make mind restless and bars mind to have perfect knowledge. This ensures mental stability, yoga. Swami Vivekananda says, yoga is a science which teaches us how to control psychical phenomena and how to overcome physical inability to reach the highest knowledge or God. Yoga as science proposes to put before humanity and scientifically worked out method or process for the searching of highest knowledge. Now we are living in fearful, panic-stricken, and devastating pandemic situation. This is the best time for adopting of all these methods to free our mind or to make our mind free from all these disturbances. Necessary disturbances, uncaused disturbances, that is fear, agony, that is sadness, depression, etc. To avoid these consequences, yoga, and to adopt it, we must be aware of all these sad feelings and sad consequences. We must gain courage, mental stability, tranquility. We should and we must hope and pray for this onward march. Namaskar, respectful and humble namaskar to you all. Hope and pray for your good health and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. And it is always, as always, it's a privilege to hear you speak, however brief it might be. Thank you for that brilliant keynote. As part of the introductory session, we have another speaker now, Dr. Ranjana Mukherjee, who is part of our philosophy department. She's a visiting faculty there at the PG department, at the PG section, and she's also a retired professor, Department of Philosophy, Rabindra Bharati University. Dr. Mukherjee's topic today is Yoga Psychology, looking at a holistic continuum. Ranjana.
Thank you, Cholti. I am thankful to respected Provrajika Bhashar Prana Mataji and respected Provrajika Vedarupa Prana Mataji for inviting me to share my thoughts in this webinar entitled Yoga in Theory and in Practice. For the notion of clarity and economy of time, I have prepared a small paper, and forgive me for reading out from it. I will give a brief introduction to the different aspects of yoga psychology in order to attest my point. One thing I am stating is that I will report some of the sentiments echoed by my earlier speaker. What I want to point out is that the yoga is not a mere physical exercise. It is a system of knowledge that has some intrinsic ideas which may point to an alternative way of life. While I am very euphoric in the present emphasis on various mass media platforms advocating yoga as a lifestyle habit, at the same time, I am saddened to see this discourse limited to the quintessential narrative of yoga as a physical activity that can get your body into shape. This emphasis seems very myopic and limited, that doesn't do service to the idea of yoga as a way of life. Practicing yoga is a continuity that permeates to every aspect of our livelihood, and taking one part of that ecosystem is making it limited and exotic. What I want to suggest is that more than anything, yoga is an outlook or a way of life that is very different from the kind of hybrid lifestyle orientation and ideology that we presently practice. Yoga points out an ecology of system, outlook, philosophy, and technique. It is this holistic approach of yoga as a methodology is advocated by Indian philosophy, especially yoga system. In Indian philosophy, the Patanjali system makes a special study of the nature and forms of yoga, the different steps in yoga practice, and other important things connected with this. The yoga emphasizes the importance of practical methods of purification and concentration for realizing the life's distinction from the body and the mind. Realizing the self's distinction from the body and the mind, and thereby attain liberation. So long as the mind of a man is impure and unsettled, he cannot properly understand anything of philosophy and religion. We must have a pure heart and a tranquil mind if we are to know and realize the truths of philosophy and religion. Now, the practice of yoga is a way of self-purification, that is, purification of the body and mind. Mataji has told us, still I am just echoing the different psychology of yoga, different steps the yoga philosophy has advocated. According to yoga philosophy, the self knows the object of the world through the modifications of Chitta, which correspond to the forms of the object known. Although the self really undergoes no change and modification, yet because of its reflection in the changing states and processes of Chitta, the self appears to be subject to change and to pass through different states of mind or Chitta. There are 5 kinds of mental modifications or Chitta Vritti: Pramana or true cognition, Viparjaya or false cognition, Vikalpa or merely verbal cognition, Nidra or sleep, Vritti or memory. The yoga philosophers believe that the self's bondage is due to its identification with mental modifications. So, liberation, or as Mataji has told us, Viveka, requires the cessation of mental modifications, that is, Chitta Vritti Nirodh. The aim of yoga is to prevent the self from identifying itself with the mental modifications. So, what yoga really stands for is the negation of all mental modifications, that is, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. There are 5 kinds of mental life: Chitta Bhumi, Kshipta or restless, Muro or torpid, Vikshipta or distracted, Ekagro or concentrated, and Niruddha or restrained. Of these, the last 2 levels, namely Ekagro and Niruddha, are conducive to yoga. These 2 levels are conducive to yoga. Why? Because both manifest the Shatta element of the mind to the highest degree and are helpful for the attainment of the ultimate goal, or liberation, or what we can say Viveka. In fact, Ekagro, when permanently established, is called Sampragyato Yoga, in which there is a clear and distinct consciousness of the object of concentration. It is known as Sampragyato Samadhi as, or Yoga, Sampragyato Yoga, as Chitta or mind is in this state entirely put into the object and assumes the form of the object itself. But in the state of Niruddha, all mental modifications are stopped and nothing is known or thought of by the mind. This is the trance of absorption, in which all psychosis and appearances of objects are stopped and there are no ripples in the placid surface of Chitta or the mind. This is the final stage of Samadhi, because when it is attained, the whole world of objects ceases to affect and one is free from all pain and suffering. But this final goal cannot be attained all at once. There is the possibility of a relapse, as its past and present deeds are not wiped out. So, to destroy the effects of the different kinds of karma, past, present, etc., the yoga philosophers give us the 8-fold means, that is, Jama or restraint, Niyama or culture, Asana or posture, Pranayama or breath control, Pratyahara or withdrawal of the senses, Dharana or attention, Dhyana or meditation, Samadhi or concentration. These are known as Yoganga. This is yoga psychology in brief. Yoga psychology, thus, as I have told earlier, yoga psychology emphasizes the importance of practical methods of purification and concentration for realizing the self's distinction from the body and the mind and to achieve Viveka Jnana or to attain liberation. This method Now I am pointing to my what I want to suggest or what I want to establish. I am going to that part. This method, with certain alteration according to more contemporary outlook, is very relevant in our present day scenario. We are in a state of disturbance and unsettled position. The recent pandemic situation has made us helpless. We are stressed and tensed. Depression is becoming a very common disease in today's world. A normal peace of mind is hard to achieve. The all-conquering man is now at the mercy of nature, and a microscopic organism has raised havoc that brings into question our very existence and sustenance. Now, can practice of yoga show a way out? I believe that the steps of Yogango will help us to manage our stress, anxiety, and make us free from tension. Everything yoga preaches and holds as intrinsic to its philosophy is something that points out to an alternative way of life beyond what capitalism posits in the name of individualism and individual success. I accept yoga is a part of a system of thought that has allegiance to a particular religious sect and ideology. And I am not here trying to propose it as a way better than other ways proposed by other religious ecosystems. Rather, I adhere to Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa Dev's teaching, Joto Mat, Tato Path. With this limitation in mind, I want to advocate it in a secular manner as one of the alternative ways of life. Now, how should we practice the different steps of Yogango in today's world, and how should we reread it in accordance with our contemporary mindset and morals? Yoga lays down the different steps of Yogango for the attainment of liberation. But what is liberation? Liberation, in a nutshell, is the absolute cessation of all pain and suffering, and positively, it is the self-realization, that is, realizing the self-distinction from the body and the mind. So, liberation is far-fetched and lofty idea in today's materialistic world. But I think it seems to me that liberation in contemporary world can be understood as making oneself free from the eternal spiral of wasteful consumption, incessant desire, and competition. Now, how should we practice yoga? First, we should abstain from injury to life, falsehood, theft, incontinence, jealousy, hatred, etc. Cultivation of good habits such as friendliness, kindness, cheerfulness, etc. and be content with what comes of itself without undue exertion are to be practiced. Asana is the adoption of steady and comfortable posture. Control of breathing, that is, regulated inhalation, retention, and exhalation is the most important factor in practicing yoga. Yoga philosophy talks of, as I have seen, talks about dhyana as the steady contemplation of the object without any break. But in our contemporary stress-ridden life, contemplation, I think, would be on a sustained, peaceful life, free from wasteful desires and incessant rat race that plunges us into darkness. Isn't it this peace and sustenance is what we should aspire for. So I'm ending with a sense of hope that if we practice yoga with this holistic approach in mind, then we will be able to lead a healthy and peaceful life in this present chaos. Thank you.
There seems to be a technical glitch of some kind. We seem to have lost connection with Dr. Mukherjee.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Yes. Can you hear us, Ranjanadi?
Yeah.
Yes. Now I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Would you like to resume?
কোথায় শেষ হয়েছে বলো? Tell me.
We couldn't hear you for the last part, actually.
Last part. Okay. I'm repeating that. Yes. Sorry. Togo psychology emphasizes the importance of practical methods of purification and concentration for realizing the self's distinction from the body and the mind, and thereby gaining liberation. This, you have heard, this method with certain alteration according to more contemporary outlook is very relevant in our present day scenario. We are in a state of disturbance and unsettled position. The recent pandemic situation has made us helpless. We are stressed and tensed. Depression is becoming a very common disease in today's world. Am I audible? Should I repeat again?
Yes, you are audible.
Audible, ma'am.
Okay. A normal peace of mind is not being achieved. The all-conquering man is now at the mercy of nature, and a microscopic organism has raised havoc that brings into question our very existence and sustenance. Can practice of yoga show a way out? I believe that the steps of Yogango will help us to manage our stress, anxiety, and make us free from tension. Everything yoga preaches and holds as intrinsic to its philosophy is something that points out to an alternative way of life beyond what capitalism posits in the name of individualism and individual success. I accept yoga as a part of a system of thought that has allegiance to a particular religious sect and ideology. And I am not here trying to propose it as a way better than other ways proposed by other religious ecosystems. Rather, I adhere to Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansadev's teaching, Joto Mat Tato Pad. With this limitation in mind, I want to advocate it in a secular manner as one of the alternative ways of life. Now, how shall we practice the different steps of Yogango? How should we reread it in accordance with our contemporary mindset and moorings? Yoga lays down the different steps of Yogango for the attainment of liberation. But what is liberation? Liberation in nutshell is the absolute cessation of all pain and suffering, and positively, it is self-realization. So, liberation is far-fetched and lofty idea in today's materialistic world. But liberation in contemporary world can be understood as making oneself free from eternal spiral and wasteful consumption, incessant desire and competition. Now we should abstain from falsehood, theft, incontinence, jealousy, hatred, etc. Cultivation of good habits such as friendliness, kindness, cheerfulness, etc. are to be practiced. Asana is the adoption of steady and comfortable postures. Control of breathing, that is related, regulated inhalation, retention, and exhalation is the most important factor in practicing yoga. Yoga philosophy talks about dhyana as the steady contemplation of the object without any break. But in our contemporary stress-ridden life, contemplation would be on a sustained peaceful life, free from wasteful desires and incessant rat race that plunges us into darkness. Isn't it? This peace and sustenance is what we should aspire for. I am ending with a sense of hope that if we practice yoga with this holistic approach in mind, then we will be able to lead a healthy and peaceful life in this present chaos. Thank you. I am very sorry because I have taken so much time.
Thank you, Ranjanani, for your
very sorry.
Analysis. And yes, we apologize for the technical glitch in between because, but that's something we have to live with, I believe. And with Ranjanani's presentation, we come to an end of the theoretical or the philosophical part of today's webinar, and we go into the working session, as we say. And this session has three presentations focusing on the mind, body, and practice of yoga. So our first speaker of this session is the much awaited and much revered Pravrajika Divyananda Prana Mataji. And actually, before I introduce Mataji, I would like to just share with you that this our webinar right now is online. It's being aired. It's being shown on YouTube, and we have over 300 participants on YouTube and 100 here. And I welcome you all. I welcome everybody for being so enthusiastic about this webinar. And I also encourage you to post your questions or your chats or your views on the chat, and we will address them at the end of the session. We'll ask the resource persons to address them at the end of the sessions. And
হ্যাঁ দিদি আসলে 2:35 পর্যন্ত তো টাইম ছিল আমাদের, আবার পরে হলে মুশকিল বলেই আমি শেষে ফোন করলাম যে 10 মিনিটস হয়ে গেছে।
Can I just continue?
ঠিক আছে দিদি, ঠিক আছে, ভালো হয়েছে দিদি। হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
So our next speaker, Pravrajika Divyananda Prana Mataji, is a monastic member of Sri Sharada Math, and she is currently stationed at the Ramakrishna Sharada Mission, New Delhi. An initiate of revered Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, she has been active in the publications of the Math and is currently the editor of Samvit, the English journal of Sri Sharada Math. Divyananda Prana Mataji is a regular speaker on Yoga Vedanta at different institutes of national repute, like the IITs, IIMs, and other universities, as well as many international platforms. We eagerly look forward to hearing her views today on mental strength through yoga, a topic which is both universal and highly relevant for us today when we are passing through an unprecedented crisis. Welcome, Mataji.
Om Asato Va Sadgamaya. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My pranams at the feet of revered Bhaswar Prana Mataji and all the Matajis who are participating in this seminar, webinar. And namaskars to all the faculty members, to the students, everyone gathered here. And it's a wonderful theme chosen for discussion here. I'm sure it will benefit all the young people who are participating. The particular topic given to me is mental strength through yoga. It's a very profound topic because actually speaking, this is what yoga is about. Yoga is not merely yogasana. As you just heard Dr. Mukherjee speaking, the physical exercises, the physical component is only a very small part of yoga. Mainly it has to do with mind and transcending mind to realize the self, what we call the Atman. It's called Purusha in Sankhya and yoga. So it is about self-knowledge and mind management for this higher realization. And also it follows that mind management for us to handle our life situations more maturely. Today we are passing through a difficult time, the COVID pandemic. So a lot depends on how we handle our mind, our thoughts, our emotions. Otherwise they can just blow us out. As we all know, there was a time when people used to complain for lack of time. Today, people are complaining for too much time. We have too much time. So the mind will have some complaint or the other, unless it is trained in yoga. And that is why the basic crux of yoga, the basic message of yoga is learning to handle our minds properly. This is paramount to your success, to your well-being, that your mind functions for you. Your mind is in your hands. And your mind is manageable. Your mind is able to lead you to your goals. And if the mind is totally out of control, then you very well know, no matter what things we have around us, our life will be a failure. We will not generate happiness. We will not have a happy life if the mind is not in the right state. So happiness is indeed at a very deep level, a state of your mind, a state of the higher mind. So yoga actually helps us do this, and in the process gives us enormous mental strength. Look at the very first 4 sutras of Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Just now we had a beautiful summary by Dr. Ranjana ji. The first 4 sutras of Patanjali themselves are very profound. They give us the entire message of yoga in a nutshell, as it were. It starts with Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Now we begin the study of yoga. And then the definition of yoga. What is yoga? The second sutra. Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh, as Mataji mentioned. Yoga is the stopping of the incessant modifications of the mind. Why stop them? Because the third sutra tells you, Tada Drashta, he goes back into his real nature. Swarupe Avasthanam. If you are able to stop the incessant modifications of your mind, you will know the substratum of the mind. You will know who you truly are, the true self. And what happens if we don't do this? That is given in the 4th sutra. If you don't follow a process of yoga, what will happen? Vritti sarupyam itaratra, which means otherwise you are only identified with the modifications of your mind and you are riding the waves of those modifications. There can be no stability in you. There can be no calmness in you. There can be no proper understanding when there is no calmness. As a result, we can mess up with our life. So essentially, yoga is about mind management and transcending mind in a systematic, in a scientific way. That's why we call it the technology of consciousness. Just like how Vedanta is the science of consciousness, yoga happens to be the technology. It gives you the techniques, the methods to reach the highest level of consciousness. Now we will go into these 4 sutras deeper, step by step, and see what it has to give us in our practical everyday life. See, the 2nd sutra, which we just discussed, Yoga, Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh. The basic definition of yoga is stopping the modifications of your mind. What are these modifications? Anything that you experience in life, anything that you perceive. The subjective effect of that perception is your mind is in waves. It generates these continuous modifications. Now, these modifications are not that simple. It's not like a wave in a lake. These modifications are tinged with thought, emotion, will, attitude, and these affect you profoundly. In fact, every thought is a modification in your mind. Every emotion is a big modification in your mind, a big wave. So you get identified with this wave and you start experiencing that thought and that emotion. So it generates experience for you, the vrittis of your mind. And that is why unless we know how to take charge of them, we will not have the good experiences that we want in life. I may have all the wonderful things around me, but if my mental modifications are negative, I obviously cannot enjoy anything, isn't it? Tell me today, our cause for anxiety, fear, worry, it's all because of we are not able to handle mind, the modifications of our mind. And they are considerably negative. Today, the number one question of young people, wherever I work also I have seen this, it is this, that how to get out of negativity. So this has simply happened because I never paid attention to the modifications of the greatest instrument in my hands, my mind. It's the greatest gadget given to you, far, far more sophisticated than your iPhones, because it is generating your experience of life. And I never paid attention to it. So these modifications of the mind create our experience of life. And if these modifications are positive, I will have a wonderful experience of life. And these modifications can be controlled, changed, modified, bettered. They can be refined, they can be purified, they can be transcended. I am capable of all of this. But if I don't pay attention to this aspect, I will only ride the waves of my silly emotions, of my stupid thinking, of my jealousies and my anger and my hatred, and I will create a miserable life for myself. So yoga starts with Chitta Vritti Nirodh, stopping the incessant modifications of your mind. And what does this lead to? Tada drashta swarupe avasthanam, the third sutra. See, this is how yoga sees mind. There are waves of vrittis, modifications on the surface of your mind, but underneath is a substratum of pure awareness. There is awareness in your mind, which makes your thoughts feel enlivened, conscious. Don't we say conscious thinking? So where does that conscious factor come from? It comes from the undercurrent of awareness, which is already present in your mind. Only thing is, the waves are so intense, so enormous that we forget, we don't see this substratum behind them. So when you do Chitta Vritti Nirodh, what happens is this witnessing awareness in the background comes to the forefront. You become more aware than identified with the thought process. Now this has magical effect on your life. Please see, these are your own states. This is not a theory, because yoga is all about practice. If you have been able to control thought process through some technique of meditation, calming, stillness, you will find this to be true, that I am more aware than merely identified with my thoughts. Once you grasp this, you will be able to stabilize yourself in that substratum. Awareness is primarily my nature. And this mental awareness will take me to the source of this awareness, which is consciousness, the Atman, standing behind the mind. But if I am only identified with the modifications of my mind, I will lose this knowledge. So Chitta Vritti Nirodh, and as a result, drashta swarupe avasthanam bhavati. The witnessing awareness pierces into its source. And without this, what is going to happen? That is the fourth sutra. Without this, vritti sarupyam itaratra. You will be continuously identified with the modifications of your mind, which are occasionally maybe pleasant, and many times they are negative, unpleasant, and they will generate unpleasant experiences for you. So getting a hold on our mind is what yoga is about. And unless I have separated myself from my thought process, I have separated myself from my emotion, I can have no control over the mind. Please see this. This is the most practical aspect of yoga. In fact, all your yogasanas are meant to achieve these higher states of mind, because happiness is a state of your mind. And if you're not clear about it, you can see it for yourself. See, there are many people who have, maybe you have not just one iPhone, but a whole lot of them, different brands. And somebody doesn't have anything, but they are quite satisfied and contented and happy, while your mind is always in waves, very strong waves. So it gives you no peace. So happiness is a state of mind. If you can generate the right vrittis and control them, if you can achieve the state of absence of vritti, vritti nirodh, then you will have perpetual calmness, stability, positivity right within you all the time. So calmness, stability is 100% guaranteed. Happiness is 101% guaranteed, because happiness is a state of your mind. It's an unfolding of the awareness from within yourself. This basic understanding of yoga helps us achieve this. There is a beautiful story. Let me just illustrate the story here for you to grasp these points which we are discussing. See, there was this, you must have heard of the word samurai. This was the military caste in feudal Japan. They were great warriors. So these two samurais once met, and now they are going to have a fight, a battle. And in that battle, one is quite an old samurai and the other one is a youngster. So everybody is now, the old person is very much experienced. The young person is just full of energy. But this young person, he remembered the teachings of his teacher, who taught him the art of yoga before he learnt swordsmanship. So both of them were supposed to fight with a sword. Now he just remembered what his teacher told him before the match started, before the fight started. So the teacher had told this youngster, look, my son, if you cannot bring your mind to a moment of stillness and non-identification, you cannot win any battle. Because if your mind dwells on the sword of your opponent, it will be carried away by the sword. If your mind dwells upon the face of your opponent, it will be taken up by the face. If your mind dwells upon the emotion of your opponent, it will be carried away by the mind and emotion of your opponent. If your mind dwells upon the sword in your hand, it will be carried away by the sword in your hand. If your mind dwells upon the thoughts in your mind, it will be carried away by those thoughts. So first generate the no mind state, the state where you're fully conscious and alert, but without thoughts. In that state of mind will actually get reflected what your opponent is thinking. So you can foresee his every move, his thought, and accordingly you play the battle and you'll win. So unless you generate this state of high-level yoga, please see this. Absence of thought, yet fully conscious mind. You are capable of this state. This state is you can say, the foundation of all success, where you are able to control thought completely, the modification of your mind. And the underlying awareness has come to the forefront so that you are fully conscious, but with thought subdued. In this kind of an instrument, you will actually understand the mind of the person in front of you. So then every move he makes, you will know. Everything that he does, you can anticipate and foresee. So success will be yours. So this youngster actually applied this technique, and in the battle that took place, this younger samurai won. So what they are trying to demonstrate to us here, you see, even military warriors in those times used this technique, the technique of Chitta Vritti Nirodh, in order to achieve success anywhere. Stop the modifications of your mind and check them, keep them under check. Because you know, what you think, that you will experience. This is the great law of thinking, thought. Swamiji used to say this. Do you remember? You are verily what your thoughts have made you. So take care of what you think. It may be an unreal thought, but if you keep thinking it, it will become reality for you. Whatever you imagine will become reality for you. Whatever you feel will become experience for you. So what is happening in your mind, what kind of modifications you're generating is going to decide your life and your experience of life. So take care. That is why Vivekananda used to say, the ball is in your court. You are the creators of your own destiny, because indeed the modification of your thought is in your hands. And if you don't keep a check on this, if you just allow it to go, it will take you anywhere. You know, the mind can create a heaven out of hell and a hell out of heaven just by its modifications. You start believing in something which is unreal and you add your emotions to it, you will create a false reality and you will keep defending it and you will create a hell of a situation for yourself. This is possible if you don't keep a check on the modifications of your mind. So all of today's mental problems in our youngsters are due to, first of all, not thinking correctly, wrong modifications of mind. Secondly, overthinking. Thirdly, absolutely no Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh. Absolutely no attempt at yoga, stopping the mind, stalling the mind at least for a few seconds. So this is causing all our common youth problems. And the problem is not that we lack knowledge. The problem is that we don't practice this knowledge. You remember Duryodhan's case in the Mahabharata? He was the cause for that great war, isn't it? But when he was asked, just before the war began, Bhishma Pitama, he told Duryodhan, who was sitting there in his chariot, he said, see, it is all due to you that this terrible battle is taking place. You do not know basically what is dharma and what is adharma. And you know, Duryodhan gave a very cold reply. He said, Janami dharmam, nacha me pravrittim. I know what is dharma. I am not inclined towards it. My mind is not in my hands. That's my problem. My problem is not that I don't know my dharma. Janami adharmam nacha me nivrittim. I know what is adharma, but I cannot desist from it. I have such wrong desires, such bad attitudes and motivations that I go and do the wrong thing. So this is the problem with the human mind. And that is why yoga is the solution. We must identify the problem properly if you want to discover the solution. Otherwise, we will create another problem. The problem is only this: we can't handle our minds. The problem is not environmental. The problem is not with the virus. The problem is not with our economy. The problem is I cannot handle my mind, so I cannot stay calmly in a balanced way, investing my time and energy in my growth and in doing good to others. I cannot do it because my mind is out of control. Compulsive ways of thinking and acting have become habitual with me. So I feel, then I keep on blaming the external, now number one blame is on the virus. Please understand this, that I must invest in developing this first, this most sophisticated instrument in our hands, our minds. This must be brought under control. Yog bal, what we say, that is required to lead a great life. That is required for great achievement. If you do not know how to handle your mind, no success can be called success. Nothing will matter, because your mind will keep creating states which are very unpleasant. So all success depends upon control of mind. And if the mind is well under control, if it's in your hands, anything that you do will be successful. So this is the simple thing about yoga. Mataji also asked me to focus a bit on how it solves social problems, and not just individual but collective problems. See, collective is nothing but a collection of individuals. Individually, if we have worked at yoga in bringing our mind in tune with the laws of life, you will see collectively, as a society, as a nation, globally, we will work very efficiently, productively, and maturely. We will identify problems where they exactly are, and we will find the right causes to those problems. Look at the common problem today, which is rampant all over the world, ADHD, what is called. Many students suffer from this problem, ADHD, attention deficit disorder. Now, I can give you as a remedy for ADHD tranquilizers, and there are a lot of medicines available now. But what is the actual cause for ADHD, attention deficit? The over bombardment of sense exposure on you. Constantly you are on your phones, the attention is constantly flitting. For an average school child today, every 15 seconds, he's on a different topic. So this constant flitting of attention has become habitual. And so nothing is steady in his mind. Everything is only shaky. So he is comfortable only with everything shaky. So this is the cause for ADHD. The cause is overexposure. The cause is uncontrolled exposure. The cause is restlessness of mind, complete restlessness. So the actual remedy should be yoga, not tranquilizers. The actual remedy should be Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh, some amount of sattvic living every day, proper intake through the senses, because ahar is not just what you eat, but what you take through the senses. Good sattvic ways of living, good habits, everyday habits, and concentrated work, not studying for 15 minutes and then entertainment for 15 minutes, not like that. And controlled exposure, so that the thoughts in your mind are not erratic, they are very stable. So you see, the entire remedy, the solution has to do with mind, basically. And you can't bring about that by just popping a pill, a tranquilizer. Any problem you take on the collective front, whether it is our environmental degradation, whether it is crime, whether it's corruption, it's all to do with the human mind. When lust dominates, when anger dominates, there will be crime. When exploitation dominates, when jealousy dominates, there will be environmental exploitation. When greed dominates, there will be corruption. The source factor is always in your mind. So yoga takes you exactly to that source factor and helps you change it. Unless you keep a check there, it's not through meetings and formulating more laws and through all these means that you can change all these problems in society. It is by changing the minds of individuals. Because whether it is war or peace, it begins in the mind of man. So essentially, yoga hits the problem at its source. And it will show you the solution also where it is. Now, everything depends on the practice. Basically, the practice has to do with training this mind, bringing this mind into stability on an everyday basis, some form of meditation, some form of calming and silencing the mind and stilling the mind. In any way, you can do it through a puja, you can do it through prayer, you can do it through meditation, using all these as techniques to bring about very sattvic, harmonious states of mind. And that will generate harmony on the outside. So this is the simple message of yoga. And this is how yoga gives you mental strength, immense mental strength to achieve your goals. As long as the mind is unstable and untrained by yoga, mental strength cannot be there. Have you seen people being confident without being stable? So that it will become like that. A fool's paradise is like that. Very confident, but the mind is totally in jitters, totally unstable. So yoga corrects all these problems and brings you into the actual way of leading a mature, calm, goal-oriented, purposeful life of fulfillment, happiness, and bliss. This is the purpose and the message of yoga. I think my time is up, so I will stop here. Thank you for having me here and giving an opportunity to share thoughts on yogas with you. I will end with a prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhaga Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I think you're on mute.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for the captivating presentation. And we really don't want to let you go. And we hope to have you with us once again. Thank you for reminding us once again of the immense power of the mind and the way to reach the control of the mind through yoga and certain positive practices. Thank you so much. And as I'm aware that you will possibly not be here for the rest of the session with us, do you have to leave?
Yes.
So,
is that okay?
If you could stay, we definitely want you to. But there's just one question. Would you like to take that right now before you leave? Sure. Because we're going to do the rest of the question and answer session later on. But because you're not going to be here, this is a question from Ashma Begum. She says, yoga is the unification of the body, mind, and spirit. On the other hand, you spoke about no mind state. We should eliminate that modifications of the mind. How can we reconcile these two?
Yes. See, when we are, it's a beautiful question. When we are talking of yoga as a unification of body, mind, and soul, that has not yet come into our experience. But just now, what is in our experience? 1 minute, yeah. Just now, what is in our experience? This mind with its thoughts. This is in our experience. About the soul, I don't yet know. So let's not just take the theoretical aspect. In my system, just now, how do I feel my mind? It is nothing but a bundle of thoughts and emotions, all this. So I have to start work from there. That is why the very second sutra of Patanjali Yoga Sutras is telling us yoga, the definition is Chitta, Vritti, Nirodh. Stop these modifications of your mind and it will show you the way inward to this unification that you're speaking of. So unless the mind is trained in this, the mind becomes very stable. Only those vrittis which are useful to you, which are positive, you are allowing that to come in. Only that rules you. There is a certain sense of a distance between you and your thought. Unless this is practiced, this intense stability to dive into self-knowledge will not come. That is why this is insisted upon. Basically, it is about the preliminary practice is about stopping the erratic modifications of your mind. As a result, you will discover that you are the witnessing awareness which was witnessing those modifications. So then you penetrate into that awareness. Otherwise, you will remain identified with those modifications. So this can only be known, captured if you are doing yoga. Because, you know, there's a beautiful saying in yoga, yogo yogena jnatavyo, yogo yogat pravartate. You can know yoga only through yoga. And you can proceed in yoga only through yoga. It's not theoretical knowledge at all. So it starts with handling our mind just now as it is. Practice it and you'll know it. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. And we once again, on behalf of our college, of the webinar committee, we once again extend our heartfelt thanks and gratitude to you for spending time with us. And we really hope we'll have you with us once again. And I see there are lots of questions for you, but what should we do? Should we send you the questions later on?
Yeah, sure. If there are a few, you can ask them just now. Or do you want to postpone them for some other time? That's also fine.
There's just one right now. Bidisha, should I just, it's right in front of me. Should I just ask her?
Of course.
Yeah, this is from Hari Narayan. He says, deflections of mind are natural at childhood, Later now, how does that become ADHD?
How does that become?
ADHD, attention deficit syndrome.
So what is happening in ADHD is, I have to close this, otherwise the voice is not clear. Yeah. So what is happening in ADHD is, you may have suffered attention deficit in childhood, but that was never corrected. As a result, the mind gets used to remaining in a state of zero attention. It can hardly concentrate. And the default state becomes flitting of attention. You see, many people are like this. They cannot remain calm and still. And yet they are very overconfident. Your mind will not even think properly if it is not stable. And the thoughts that come into such a mind, you know, thought has capacity to become reality for you. Whatever you think, you ask even an idiot, the thoughts he is thinking are quite real to him, quite authentic, and they are actually there for him. So you generate your sense of reality to your thinking. Thought is a very powerful tool. Now, if that has not been checked, this is what will happen. Very erratic thought, constantly flitting thought that has become a habit. As a result, ADHD goes on developing. By the time he enters his teenage years, he's an actual case. He's addicted to overexposure, to gadgets, and he cannot concentrate on anything. Then you start using tranquilizers and all these sort of chemical solutions in order to calm him. But that is no solution. So it must start with good habits right from childhood and concentrated effort at maintaining attention for long periods of time. That is the remedy.
Mataji, there is another question for you.
Oh, there's another, I think.
Shall I ask? There is one question from Shreyoshi Mujumdar.
Yes, please.
How can young children restrain the modifications of their mind? Is it possible for them?
Can you please repeat? How can?
Can young children restrain the modifications of their mind? Is it possible for them?
No, of course, young children cannot do it by themselves. But if they are put into patterns of thought, what we call habits, if the parents can condition them to good habits, then it is possible. So some of these good habits are like, for example, regulated lifestyle, waking up at least by 6 o'clock and starting the day with a prayer, some amount of good reading, and then no TV, no YouTube, no these things. Of course, you can watch seminars like these, but I'm saying no unnecessary exposure and more of concentration on studies. And then it will become possible to form these habits. So it depends on parents and teachers at that stage.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Jyoti, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Now Molay Babu is waiting. 3:15, she'll start.
Okay. There are a few more questions. I think we'll send them to you.
Not today.
Address them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Once invitation to the Dhyananda Prana. Once invitation to the Dhyananda.
Yes, please come and visit us.
Thank you, Mataji. Pranam, Mataji.
Pranam.
With that, we come to the end of this session, this presentation. Our next speaker is a very well-known physical educator and yoga therapist, and who is a popular speaker in seminars and conferences. Let me welcome Dr. Molay Mukhopadhyay, who is the Officer in Special Duty, Physical Education, Education Directorate, Government of West Bengal. And he's also a faculty in the Postgraduate Training College for Physical Education, Banipur, West Bengal. So may I now request Dr. Molay Mukhopadhyay to speak on yoga for good health and well-being.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, you're audible, but you're not visible.
Or, yes, not visible. That is a block from your side. Video is blocked from your side.
No, it's there in the left side.
You can start the video because the host has stopped.
Admin, will you look into it? I don't.
Wait. Give me a moment, ma'am.
Do the show video thing and will be there.
Please, sir, start your lecture. Please,
yes.
Sir.
But video is not.
I am trying. Just give me a moment.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen also. Hello. May I share the screen?
Yes, 1 second. We need to see you first.
Yes, now it can be.
So you were visible a few minutes ago. I mean, 10-15 minutes ago.
There is an icon in the left side. Sir, have you just...
Sir, all okay from my side. Please, okay from your side. Please on video from your end.
Yeah.
From my side, it is once again it is showing that you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. Till now, it is visible. Yeah.
Wait. Now done. Yes.
Yes, sir. You're visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hello, may I share the screen also?
Yes, sure.
He's not audible.
No, actually audible, but screen sharing is not.
Now you're audible, sir.
There's a problem in screen sharing. Well, I think some.
Now. Please. Okay. Please share now.
Yes, now.
I think okay.
Yes, now it's here.
Okay, please.
I think it's okay. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually, I'm very much grateful, and my gratitude to Vasana Prana Mataji, Dibbanand Prana Mataji, and Vedarupa Prana Mataji, Professor Ranjana Mukherjee, Ajunta Madam, Tania, and the faculties of the college, and other dignitaries and the delegates. My topic is yoga for good health and well-being. Actually, my previous lectures, Ranjana Madam and Dibbananda Madam has already spoken so many things. I don't want to repeat these things once again, though the slides are there. But I want to just touch these things. But since the article is related to health and well-being, so first of all, we have to know what is health. That it is well established and well known that is I think given by WHO. The health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. So actually, maintenance of health is a very important area nowadays, because in this technological area, everybody is running for their establishment, everybody is running for their fame, and no one is caring of their children or like that. Most of the times are spent in the offices or workplaces. And that's why what is going on sometimes, the well-being is also lost. So well-being is also lost. That's why we have to take care of these things. So nowadays, so many persons are thinking about these things, about the well-being. So my persons way, some of the persons think well-being in different way. But in 2020, people are exploring this question. How can we create society in which everyone has a chance to live a long and healthy life? This is a great question, because nowadays we are taking medicines, we are overburdened with different types of works, either physical works or mental works. That is the problem. And that's why we are becoming stressed. Our life is becoming stressful. And that's why this question is coming out, and people in abroad and India also are searching about the ways to live for a longer time, live with a very healthy manner. And another question is that, I think it is, another question is that what makes some people healthy and others unhealthy? These are the two questions. Actually, these two questions are very much related with the education. In US, it is mentioned that it is thought, or people is thinking about that better educated people leads to longer life, better healthy behavior, and lower obesity in child. These are the two problems. These are the main problems. Obesity. Now it is due to the intake of junk food or fast food or spicy food. Obesity is increasing. Number of obese persons are even during the childhood. Also, obesity is increasing, and that's why they are facing lots of problems like knee pain or joint pains and other type of pains, and some problems, some organic problems or like that. And that's why first work we have to do one thing, that awareness should be created. Awareness should be created so that they can be educated about the terminology health and how to be healthy, how to keep themselves healthy, and what are the factors which affect health. This is the these are the factors which we have to consider, and we have to make the people aware about these factors. One is socio-economic factor. This is very difficult to enhance through yogic practices or any other physical practices. It is very difficult. So socio-economic status depends on the social factors, economic condition of the country, and the other things. And another is the health behavior. And health behavior, this health behavior is very, very important. Very important, and that we can control, that we can regulate, health behavior. We have to behave, we behave differently, but health behavior we have to know. And these are the health behavior, the conditions of the health behaviors or the areas of health behaviors are very much mentioned in Yoga Sutra or yoga. And another is the environment. We can change our environment. Apart from the pollution a little bit, we can change, but we can change our environment. First of all, we can change our familial environment. And then if we can change our family environment, each and every family can change their environment, then the total environment can be changed. Next is family genetics. It is very difficult. It cannot be changed, but it can be controlled to some extent. And the healthcare, it is also very vital. area, healthcare. Because we have to take we should be careful about the about our health, so that we can maintain our balanced life, we can maintain our well-being, and we can live in a peaceful way. And these are the two pictures which I have shown. One picture is Vriksasana, one that is collaged with the one Vriksha, that means the tree. The tree stands on a stem with their other branches or like that. But the center of gravity is diversing in different, but though the center of gravity of different branches are different, but one central one thing is that the tree is standing with a balance, with a good balance, and the human being can also stand or live in a balanced way, in the balanced way. If we can practice, if we can change something, our lifestyle or like that, then we can maintain, we can show our emotions or like that. In the picture, the lady has shown that enjoy, bliss or like that. They are just showing like that. And well-being, I have already mentioned that the physical, psychological, economical, and environmental, these are the factors which are very much important very much important for the very much important for our healthy being. So well-being, we don't want to mention so many things well-being, but our lifestyle, I just mentioned about the lifestyle, and these are the lifestyles which I have seen, because due to lack of energy, the WHO has already mentioned the definition about the health. We are after strenuous work, physical, either physical or mental, we are not getting sufficient, we are not getting energy, sufficient energy to spend our leisure time in a positive way. And that's why we are just taking different types of foods mistakenly or knowingly, and we are just giving our different types of foods to our worlds or like that, to please them, because we are not giving. Even we are just giving this type of opportunity to our pets also, and they are also staying in the under AC room or like that, and our sitting habit has also been changed. And that means I want to say that we are not performing our physical labor, physical work, only we are just hankering about other things or like that. And that's why I have given one picture on a sofa by cutting the potato or like that. This person, that is the modern name is Kutch potato. For not doing some activity, we are just putting our food in our putting our food. We are taking food and then just preserving our energy, but we are not spending energy. That's why glucose level in our body, in our blood, is increasing, and we are just getting affected by diabetes. That is called hypokinetic diseases. We are suffering from hypokinetic diseases because lack of hypokinetic actions or like that. So these are the pictures. Kutch potato, it is a very I think emerging problem in India, not only in India, in the world also, but in India is very much affected with diabetes. Now I have shown here some lifestyle activities or like that to maintain the healthy life, maintain healthy life. But this is not the factor. But I have shown it here. If anyone is not interested to yoga, go for yogic practices, then they can do these things as lifestyle activities. We have to change our lifestyle. Otherwise, we cannot maintain our health. our healthy conditions or like that, and we will suffer from different types of problems, and stress will generate, depression will come, anxiety will come, aggression will be the emotional expression or like that. And that's why our environment will also change. So what are the factors, risk factors? These factors risk factors are anxiety, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, colon cancer, high blood sugar, obesity, osteoporosis, kidney problem, thyroid problem. These are the very common risk factors for not doing some activities or like this. And in this pandemic also, it is very much important for maintaining maintaining physical activity or to change our lifestyle. Already we have changed, and if we do not change our lifestyle lifestyle, then we have to suffer in that way. Just like the picture is shown, that Scorpio has already been attacked like that. And that's why our life will be threatened or like that. So coronavirus, now the coronavirus, we have seen that coronavirus, everybody are just staying at home now. Lockdown has been lifted, and then we are just going to the offices and markets of like that, and there is also problem. So COVID-19 causes an infection in the respiratory system. Mainly it attacks the respiratory systems. And from the news you have seen that so many, most of the persons are affected, those who are above 50 years or 50 years of age, even below 50 years also we are getting that, but they are recovered much more. The recovery rate for below 50 years is very high. And COVID-19 triggers the respiratory tract infection. That means the respiratory tract. It can affect our upper respiratory tract, sinuses, nose and throat, respiratory tract, etc. Lower respiratory tract, windpipe, and lungs, lower lungs, like that. And so that's why we are just getting information from different sources, from the doctors or the medical professionals or like that. They are just advising ourselves to take salt water or to take coffee, tea, like that, since the tract is affected. So and some questions are coming even a few days before. Days before, I just delivered a lecture, and I have seen I was faced one question: how long will the coronavirus last? Actually, coronavirus will last for we cannot say how much it will. Hello.
Yes, we are hearing. Sir, continue. Please continue, sir.
No, actually, you have given time up. That's why I was given 45 minutes. That's why I was thinking about that. So, how much time will shall I get? Hello.
So carry on. Yes, Dr. Mukhopadhyay, we have time. We have time.
Okay.
We just I think we need to allow Ajanta to enter, and you are the host. So I think there's some technical thing that Devabruta wants to talk to you about.
No, actually, Devabruta has already sent one message that time's up.
No, can you just?
Yes.
I think you need to let him be the host once again. That's just one thing I think you have to do.
Because so what shall I do? Shall I finish it here?
I think we have to just one second. I'm sorry. Mole Babu, you have time till 4 o'clock. You need not hurry. Just maybe you could let Devabruta be the host once again, so that he can allow Ajanta to enter.
Okay.
I think that's one problem we are facing. She's waiting and we can't admit her.
Okay. So I can continue.
Yes, please continue.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
yoga in different ways it was defined, and everybody knows that what Rishi Patanjali has said. But I want to say here that this is the yoga in the yoga day for celebration of yoga day. That this symbol or logo has been given. That is the union. What we are telling that yoga is union, and it is the fire element. That is the aggression or emotional expressions or like that. Oneness, that is the also unity. Another thing, and the nature, the leaves are like that nature. That means we are living in the nature. We are following the natural activities of us and the earth and the water. What we have to maintain the water balance of the body. So what is yoga? Actually. So what is yoga? That has already Mataji has told, and Ranjana Madam has also told that yoga is an individual gift of Indian ancient tradition. Though there are some confusion, but the origin of yoga is in India. Yoga is Chitta, Vritti, Nirodha. I don't want to mention much more. And yoga karmeshu kausalam. It means, actually yoga means to unite, to coordinate, and to emerge. Unification of body and mind. And it is the balance between the opposites. Opposites means the positives and negatives. Two things. We are carrying positive attributes and the negative attributes. So there should be a balance. Without these two things, a human being cannot live. So we have to balance the positives and negatives. We have to delete most of the negative attributes from our own mind, and we have to add the positive things. That means 1 minus 1 is equal to 2. We are deleting one negative thing. Negative attributes is the -1, and we are deleting. That is deleting, and one positive thing is adding. That's why 1 minus 1 is equal to 2. But mathematically it is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So original concept of yoga is the holistic approach. That is, body is related to breath. Both are related to brain. In turn, links with mind, which is a part of consciousness. So body, mind, and body, breath, and the mind. These are the three things which are very much we should very much correlated by performing with the yoga. That means the consciousness is a part of consciousness. It embodies mind, unity of mind and body, thoughts and actions, restraint and fulfillments, harmony between man and nature, a holistic approach to health and well-being. It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and the nature. By changing our lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help in well-being. Now, just as far as Rishi Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga, we are just entering into some thing. Ashtanga Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. These are the 8 parts of the of Ashtanga Yoga. So in Ashtanga Yoga, why we are telling like that? Why we are discussing about these things? Because our body is made of 5 things, 5 kosas. That is Annamaya kosa, the physical body, or the biological. That is the physical body where the biological functions are happening, which can be developed by way of practice of asanas, kriyas, diet, and relaxations. So Annamaya kosha because physical body, we have to make our physical body strong so that we can fight, we can work very peacefully, keeping our energy for our recreational part or leisure time expenses. Another thing is that pranamaya kosha, that is pranic body. Pranamaya kosha is the pranic body, the life force or the vital force, where the pranayama, where the channels, the nadis are there. So these nadis can be made smooth so that the flow of prana, flow of vital force can be done. These practices can be developed through the practice of pranayama. Yama, in yama there are 5 things: ahimsa, shatta, astya, brahmachari and aparigya. These are the yamas, the universal social commandment. So these are if we practice these 5 things, if we practice, make a habit to practice, make a habit for these things, then we can grow our positive feelings or like that. And then second is that niyama, the self-purification by discipline. So first of all, we have to purify ourselves. We have to know what are the impurities are here. So then we have to purify our, we have to purify ourselves. Purify through socha, santosha, tapas, shraddha, istara pranidhana, like that. I want to mention here 2 things on that. Soch, suddhi, anga suddhi, internal purification, and bhai-suddhi, the external purification. We are just wearing a very clean shirt or like that, but our internal purification is not there. By way of mental purification or internal systems purification. And santosha, another thing is satisfaction. We are not satisfied with the limited things or like that. We are, most of the times we are dissatisfied, even when we are going to the shop for purchasing eggs or like that. We are just telling to the shopkeeper that please give me the big eggs or like that. I don't know how much difference is there, a big egg or the small egg like that, and how can we guess it, which one is big or like that. So this indicates the dissatisfaction. This ultimately hits or attacks our mental system or like that. So another thing is that asana, there are different types of asana. This is nothing but the postural patterns. 84 lakhs of asanas are found in the literature, but out of them, only 84 to 90 asanas are practiced. And asana, these different types of asanas are there. It can be performed in different ways: sitting posture, lying posture, lying in supine lying and prone lying, and standing posture, balancing posture, and asanas are used in for different purposes. Sometimes it is used in therapeutic purposes. Mataji was also telling that we most of us are thinking the yogic practices is only asana practices. This is true, that most of the persons are thinking like that. Yoga means either pranayama practice or asana practice. These are the 2 practices for yoga. But yoga is a vast area. It is not a small area. Different types of activities, different types of practices consists of yoga. So with only by way of practicing asana and pranayama, it cannot be balanced. It cannot be balanced. We cannot balance ourselves. Only through these practices we can control some problems, physical problems. We can cure some diseases, but we cannot maintain our health, the basic muscular fitness for maintaining our daily life activities. That means the fitness components: balance, flexibility, strength, speed, or like that, coordination, especially coordination. These are the fitness components which cannot be developed if we do not perform or maintain the other things or like that. So another thing is the monomaya kosha, the mind body. The mind body, actually the mind body is a very vital part. is a very vital, plays very vital part, because conflicts are coming. Conflicts are arises within our mind. In our monomaya kosha, that means the mind, which is called the Adhd or stress. And it is the root of different diseases. It is the root to break our well-being. So we have to maintain our monomycos by way of practice of meditation. By way of practice meditation, before practicing meditation, we have to practice the yama, niyama and asana. After that, pranayama. Pranayama is the rhythmic control of breath, which Ranjana madam has already been described very nicely. Still, one Sanskrit slok is there. Tvasmin swati sas prasas or goti vicheda pranayama. That means the break or elongation of our respiratory system is the pranayama. By making our respiratory system elongated, we are using our oxygen in the body much more, because we are filtering the oxygen. We are creating our demand, because she has already also mentioned that puraka, kumbhaka and rechaka, that means inhalation, retention and exhalation. These are the things. These three things are very important to filter oxygen and to supply oxygen through blood. That means by way of oxyhemoglobin or like that, for getting our energy. So there are different types of pranayamas, and there are some misconceptions. There are wrong ways of practices. So, but that's why it needs a teacher, or in yogic language, guru. It needs guru. Otherwise, result will not come. After that, pratyahara, with the withdrawal or emancipation of mind from domination of senses and exterior objects. There are so many objects that which can distract our mind. That is the very vital part. So we have to satisfy with the limited thing. After that, dharana, concentration. Then dhyan, dharana, concentration. That means for making awareness, for creating awareness, dharana is required. And for going to the meditative part, dhyan, meditative part, it is dharana is required. So what is meditation? Meditation is nothing but the concentration, just the application of concentration, dharana, or the flow of dharana, like that. If I give some one example, meditation, two bottles are here. One is empty and one is full of oil or whatever may be. I'm just trying to pour the oil to the blank bottle. So I shall have to get dharana on the both bottles and the weight of the bottles, the diameter of the mouth of the bottles, and then we have to start pouring. Then drop by drop it will come, and then when the flow will come, then the meditation has already started. And after that, the samadhi, the state of super consciousness, brought about by profound meditation. And the pranayama, during this pandemic, pranayama practice, WHO and the medical scientists are also prescribing like that pranayama. So what are the practices of pranayama practices? What are the benefits are like that? The practice of pranayama regulates the purification of the internal system and organs, acting as a superior and able supplement to asanas. The energy that is generated in the body through these physical practices is then channeled into meditation or dhyan for stability, peace, and calm. Yoga plays a significant role during the world crisis of COVID-19, as yoga boosts our immunity, it cures respiratory diseases. Pranayama increases our oxygen intake capability, or VO2 maximum utilization of oxygen by up to 5 times. And our organs functioning very fastly is vastly improved, thus also improving our overall health. As a healing and other alternative form of therapy, yoga helps to relieve stress, for keep the mind calm. Actually, yoga works on the parasympathetic nervous system, which acts like a tranquilizer. Just Mataji what told like that, a tranquilizer or like that. Yoga actually helps, works as a tranquilizer. It is not acting too much on the sympathetic nervous system, which stimulates our thing. And these are the effects. I think most of us we know about these things: the build strength, flexibility, power, coordination, muscle tone, improves balance, supports joint health, or like that, prevents back pain, teaches. These are the things which can be practiced. So why pranayama practice and Kapal Bhati practice? While the popularity of ancient healing technique began long before the COVID-19 pandemic, more and more people seem to be turning to the practice of yoga to relax, boost the immune system, to help fight off infections, including the one caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. A number of studies back up the idea that regular practice of yoga and meditation can help increase lung capacity, manage health conditions that put you at risk of contracting COVID-19. According to yoga experts, regular practice of pranayama and breathing technique make our lungs more efficient, among several benefits. And here's the Kapal Bhati, a powerful kriya to boost our lungs and overall health. Yogic massage is also helpful here. Some of the health benefits of Kapal Bhati: it improves lung capacity, clears mucus in the air passage, and relieves congestion. It reduces bloating. It clears the nadis or channels through which the subtle energy moves. It aids in weight loss. It stimulates abdominal organs, resulting in a flat and toned belly. It promotes digestion. It improves blood circulation and helps you get glowing, radiant skin. It refreshes the brain and calms the mind. Now the primary pranayama, it is very important for maintaining our health during this pandemic. American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care and other journals also have already mentioned that nitric oxide, generation of nitric oxide plays a vital role for maintaining our respiratory system, because according to Nature journal published in group, nitric acid has been recognized as the most versatile role in the immune system. Nitric oxide as a unique signaling molecule in the cardiovascular system. Nitric oxide is incredibly important in cardiovascular signaling and health. Nobel awardee in 1998, Luis J. Ignero mentioned just a few days before, 3 to 4 days before, in the Conversation journal, that if air can be taken through the nose and breathed out through the mouth, contamination of coronavirus can be prevented. This is just similar to the yogic practice, pranayama practices. In this process, nitric oxide can be produced in the body. That means in pranayama, by way of pranayama practice, nitric oxide is produced. Blood circulation in the lungs enhances and oxygen supply throughout the body increases. Prevention capability is better than others. Nitric oxide is produced in the nasal cavity, and these molecules enhances the flow of oxygen increases. Simultaneously, amount of oxygen in the blood increases. This nitric oxide is always produced in the body, and through this endothelium, is created, sorry, though this endothelium is created in the artery, vein, and especially in the lungs. This endothelium makes the wall of the arteries very smooth and reduces the high blood pressure. Actually, that means the system, respiratory system is developed, and this is very much important for the COVID-19 patients or to prevent the coronavirus diseases. It also prevents to clot the blood in the vein, which prevents heart attack. Surya Namaskar is another thing. It is very important. It is a combination of 12 poses is a continuous flow, synchronizing breathing with body movement. Sun salutation improves our bodily immune system, lung functioning, and overall respiratory passage becomes clean and smooth. Clean and smooth, that has already been shown in different researches. I have cited two researches, one in 2014 and one in 2011. Even by practice of sun salutation, vitamin D is also created. Yoga, these other yogic exercises already I have mentioned these things. I want to skip this slow. And another thing is chakras. Importance of chakras. 7 chakras are there, and Anahata Chakra is the middle portion. Above the Anahata Chakra, 3 chakras are above and 3 chakras are below. These are also very important. For curing the diseases, we have to consider the chakras. Muladhara Chakra, and all these chakras are situated within the spine, spinal column. But the positions are different. Muladhara Chakra, the function of this chakra is source of power and energy. Svadhisthana Chakra, it controls over the lower abdomen and kidney. That means by controlling ourselves, by stimulating the Svadhisthana Chakra, we can control, we can manage the digestive power, we can manage the kidney functioning, liver functioning, or the hormonal functioning of the pancreas, or like that. Manipura Chakra, it controls the liver, stomach, etc. And it cures all the diseases. Anahata Chakra, this is very important. Anahata Chakra controls the heart, connected to air and strong influence on the heart, sternum, upper back, breast, general function of lungs, blood and oxygen curriculum, oxygen circulation. It is holding equilibrium with other 6 chakras. 3 above and 3 below. It corresponds to the cardiac plexuses in the physical body. Anahata sound or Sabda Brahma, it is found when Sirsasana is performed for a longer time. Control over the Vayu Tattva, controls over the Vayu Tattva. That means Vayu, Pitta, Kapha, for those things, for these 3 things, we are getting affected of different diseases. In unbalanced condition, ailments like asthma, allergy, pneumonia, and heart diseases, like that. Bhujangasana, Anahata Chakra, how can we stimulate Bhujangasana? By practicing Bhujangasana, Sasangasana, Ustrasana, Matsasana, Gomukhasana, Setubandhasana, alternative nostril breathing, Brahmari Pranayama, Bhakti Yoga, Mantra Yoga, and Omkara. And the second important chakra is Visuddhi Chakra. What are the functions? Strong.
1 minute, sir. 1
Yes.
minute, sir.
Yes.
Sir, interrupt. Sir, please share your full screen. Please share your full screen of PPT.
Oh, full screen. Actually,
yes, yes.
Yes. And when I'm just sharing my full screen.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Yes. But some of the clippings are coming here, and that's why I cannot see like that. Okay. This is the problem. Okay, Visuddhi Chakra. Strong influences on the nape, thyroid, parathyroid, ear, windpipe, and upper lungs. It has the right to use and control the voice. Visuddhi Chakra. Voice control, correspondence to the laryngeal plexus in the physical body. Who practices Anahata Chakra will not perish even pralay. Negative aspects of Visuddhi Chakra lies dishonesty and lack of integrity will remove. Imbalance causes constriction of the dryness and itching of throat. These are the things which can be removed by stimulating our Visuddhi Chakra. And how we can stimulate the Visuddhi Chakra? Shoulder stand, Halasana, Matsasana, Simhasana, Ustrasana, Ujjayi Pranayama, and mantra chanting. Especially those who are singing, who are in the habit of singing, or who are practicing singing or learning singing songs, learning songs or like that, they can practice, they can stimulate the Visuddhi Chakra. And Ajna Chakra destroy all karmas of the past meditation. That means the wrong things or like that, that will destroy. And Sahasrara Chakra enjoys supreme bliss or Paramananda, reaches super consciousness level and attains highest knowledge. Now, Omkar practice, Omkar Dhani or Pranav Dhani. It cleanses the environment around the person and gives positive vibration. There is a sequence of chanting Om. Most of the persons are chanting Om like that, Om, 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 like that. But it is not like that. It is a combination of three letters, A, O, Ma. And the sound will be like that, Om. This is the sound. And there is a specific time or a specific time of pronouncing A, O, and Ma, like that. It has the power to purify one's aura, place one automatically in a meditational state which offers deep relaxation. That means relaxation is available. We can relax our body. We can release our stress through practice of Omkar, and a very good experience and bliss you can avail for a longer practice of Omkara. Concentration capacity increases, removes the toxins from the body, benefits the thyroid gland and the throat. Cardiovascular benefits are available, decreases blood pressure with regular rhythm of heart attack. So why? When to practice yoga? There is no specific time. At any time, according to your suitable time, you can practice. How long to practice? Here we can say that we are just performing one asana. We are telling some of the persons, some of the therapists are telling that practice for 10 seconds or like that, count 10 seconds, 15 seconds or like that. But if the patient, if the person is not able to count, hold the posture for 10 seconds or like that, so they have to relax. As long as possible, comfortably, they will hold the posture, because the asana, the definition of asana is comfortable, relaxed posture. Comfortable, relaxed posture, rhythmic posture, slow posture. At what stage, age it will start? At any stage. We are just finding in different yogic text books or like that, not below the 8 years. But modern science, modern medical science and physiology, work physiology, physiologists, they are telling that at any age we can start. Even at the age of 6 years in abroad, they are just practicing the student, practicing the child of 6 months for practicing swimming or like that. So there is no age, specific age. If anybody wants to practice from the age of 4 years, 5 years or like that, but we should not keep them stress at their will. Just in a relaxed way, they will practice. Actually, Sthiram Sukham Asanam, this is the main definition of asana. This we have to practice. After that, we have to consider about the diet. Ahar, Bihar, these are the two factors. Ahar and Bihar, yogic, in yogic sense, it is very important. Ahar, Sattik Ahar, Rajasic Ahar, and Tamosic Ahar. Sattik Ahar is white in color. Tamasic Ahar is black in color, and the Rajasic is red in color. And Sattik Ahar is easy digestible. Tamasic is toxic in nature, and the Rajasic, it increases the aggression, or like that, it increases the obesity, fat, and invites different types of diseases or like that. So in yogic sense, not only in yogic sense, in medical sense also, Swatik Ahar with balance the nutrients, micronutrients, diet should be taken. Which yoga practice, that means which yoga practice will be performed after which. That means the sequence. We have to follow a sequence, because if we perform the forward bending exercise asana, then we have to perform the backward bending asana. If we perform the right twisting asana, then we have to perform the left twisting asana, like that. And some of the persons are like that, tells that which asana should be practiced first. Is it, will it start from Savasana? Yes, definitely from Savasana, because performing the Savasana, you can bring your body in a very normal condition. Without bringing your body in a normal condition, you cannot practice asanas or yogic practices, and if you practice in that condition, you will not get the benefit. So yogic sequence is like that, and Savasana should be practiced. Even we can see that in some of the books and some of the persons are telling that after performing every asanas, you have to perform Savasanas. Not necessary to like that. Not necessarily. If you are habituated with the asanas, and if you are master over the asanas, then there is no need. After 2 or 3 asanas, you can perform the Savasana. But you have to think of it that you should not have to allow to increase your circulation, respiratory rate, or like that by performing asanas. Everything will be normal, and keeping your respiration also normal. Keeping normal, you have to practice the asanas or yogic practices. There is no sequence, place, just an open space, airy space, you have to practice. Is it preferable to practice pranayama only? This is this question comes so many times from different persons, especially when I was just attending Rajavaja Science College in the Applied Psychology department. Most of the guardians were coming to the words or like that, and they were asking the psychologists, madam, you just tell one thing, one pranayama for my child, so that he can develop the concentration, but it cannot be developed. Before practicing yama, niyama, and other things, and asana, pranayama, you cannot. You cannot practice. You should not practice pranayama, and if you practice, you cannot get result. You cannot enhance your creativity. There are different types of asanas which are very difficult, which especially topsy-turvy poses, balance postures, or like that. That cannot be performed without any support or like that. But after practicing in front of a guru or practice like that by using of strings or like that, even groin stretch. Most of the persons who are just those who are just traveling for a longer distance, we are just facing the groin problem or like that. Even the players also. So we have to stretch the groin in such a way so that we cannot get injured like that. And this is the way, by use of sling, we can stretch our groins, and it will be very much effective for that. And Dhanurasana, I have seen in most of the cases that so many persons are unable to perform Dhanurasana. then this is another way that in a cradle you can practice like this. This is also one kind of sling, or like that in person sling or yoga swing. You can perform in this way so that you can develop your physical fitness or like that. And lastly, I want to say that do yoga and for a blissful life. And especially, I want to mention one quote from my teacher, that means Dr. Viswanathan. He is a very good teacher. He is a gynecologist, but a very yoga expert. He is my teacher. He told that be busy with when you are free, be free when you are busy. That means be busy when you are free. When you are busy, free, you just try to keep yourself involved with the positive thing, keep yourself busy with the positive things, which is the essence of yogic practices, positive thinking. And if you are busy, keep yourself free. If you are busy with any one activity, keep your mind free from other objects, those who are called distractions or kleshas, otherwise antarayas will come. Thanks a lot once again to the organizers, to the college and Matajis who have given me the opportunity to come into this platform and deliver my lecture and share my thoughts like that. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Actually, we are the ones who should be grateful to you, and because you have covered practically every single aspect that we aimed to cover in today's webinar. And before I can stop thanking you, I'll have to do a technical thing. I'll have to ask you to mute yourself and receive the call from the admin who's trying to call you. It's yes, thank you. And yes, Dr. Mukherjee's presentation deals with literally every single aspect that we aimed to touch upon. He dealt with the theory, the practice, the benefits, and this is one subject. The benefits of yoga is something that our next speaker, Ajanta Acharya, is going to talk about. But before that, I cannot resist mentioning one single point about our college, that because this is a seminar on, this is the webinar on yoga, I would really like to share a fact that ours is a college which was built on Swami Vivekananda's ideals, and we have always tried to provide an all-round holistic development to our students by blending tradition and modernity, by blending intellectual, spiritual, and physical activities in our curriculum. We have tried to do that, and it's a matter of great pride that we have been offering a free yoga course to our students for the past 10 years, and since the last semester, we are the first college under the West Bengal State University to have introduced a course, an SSC course on yoga theory and practice. We are the pioneers in that matter. So it's a matter of immense pride that apart from the physical education colleges, we are the only college that offers a specific structured course, SSC course on yoga under the West Bengal State University. So with that matter of pride, I would move on to our next speaker, Ajanta Acharya, who is a retired physical instructor of Bardhaman University. And Ajantadi will speak on the benefits of yoga again, but she will talk to us in Bangla. So that's going to be a little change from the rest of the webinar. Welcome, Ajantadi.
ধন্যবাদ। শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ, শোনা যাচ্ছে, বলুন।
ধন্যবাদ রামকৃষ্ণ সারদা মিশন বিবেকানন্দ বিদ্যা ভবনের প্রিন্সিপালকে, নিবেদিতা মাতাজি, আর অন্যান্য যে প্রফেসররা আমি চিনি না যাদের, তাদের প্রত্যেককে সশস্ত্র প্রণাম জানিয়ে এই সেমিনারে যারা অংশগ্রহণ করছেন তাদের প্রত্যেককে সশস্ত্র প্রণাম। আমার ছাত্রছাত্রী যদি থাকে তাদের আমি প্রীতি ও শুভেচ্ছা দিয়ে আজকের যে সেমিনার আমাকে যেটা বলা হয়েছে বেনিফিট অফ যোগা, তাতে প্র্যাকটিক্যাল একটা পার্ট আছে, আমি কিছুটা থিওরি পার্ট বলবো, প্র্যাকটিক্যালে সে পড়ে সেটা প্র্যাকটিস করে দেখাবে, আমি যা যা বলে যাব সে প্র্যাকটিস করে দেখাবে। তা আমার পূর্ববর্তী বক্তা মলয় মুখার্জি অনেক কিছু বলেছে, অনেক বেনিফিট বলেছে। যাই হোক, যোগের সম্বন্ধে আমরা অনেকেই অনেক কিছু জানি, কিন্তু যোগ শব্দটা কোথা থেকে এসেছে সবাই জানে, যোগ মানে যুক্ত করা। আগেকার দিনে যেটা মুনি ঋষিদের ধারণা ছিল যোগ হলো পরমাত্মা জীবাত্মার মিলন, কিন্তু বর্তমানে যোগটাকে শরীরের সাথে মনের সাথে একটা মিলনের কথা বলা হয়েছে, যার মাধ্যমে আমাদের শারীরিক সুস্থতা বজায় থাকবে। আমরা হ্যালো হ্যালো
শোনা যাচ্ছে শোনা যাচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, যোগের সৃষ্টিকাল, যোগের সৃষ্টিকর্তা আমরা আগে জানতাম না, এখনো জানি না ঠিক কে করেছেন, তবে সিন্ধু সভ্যতা আবিষ্কারের আমরা কিছু শিলালিপি পাই, সেই শিলালিপি থেকে একটা ধ্যানরত মূর্তি পাওয়া যায় যেটাকে শিবের মূর্তি বলা হয়, তাই আমরা বলি যোগের স্রষ্টা হলো শিব। এ আনুমানিক 2200 বছর আগে মহর্ষি পতঞ্জলি কি বিভিন্ন জায়গায় যে লেখা শ্লোকগুলো ছিল সেই শ্লোকগুলোকে একত্রিতকরণ করে উনি একটা লিপিবদ্ধ করেন, সেটা 195টা সূত্র, যেটাকে ভিত্তি করে আজকে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় যোগের উপরে বিভিন্ন গবেষণা এখনো চলছে, এখনো বিভিন্ন জায়গায় পাওয়া যাচ্ছে। তো আমরা মহর্ষি পতঞ্জলির বর্ণিত যে পুস্তক আছে পতঞ্জল যোগ দর্শন, সেই দর্শনে 4টে পাদ আছে, একটা হলো সমাধিপাদ, সাধনপাদ, বিভূতিপাদ এবং কৈবল্যপাদ। তো আজকে আমি যেটা এখানে আর কি বলতে এসেছি সেটা হলো অষ্টাঙ্গ যোগ। অষ্টাঙ্গ যোগ প্রথম যে ধাপটি আছে, যেটা 8টা ধাপ আছে, সেই 8টা ধাপকে আমরা যদি অতিক্রম করতে পারি তবেই আমরা সত্যিকারের যোগী পুরুষের জায়গায় চলে। আমি একটু এখানে একটুখানি ভ্রান্ত ধারণাও বলি, যে যোগের একটা ভ্রান্ত ধারণা আছে যে খুব ভালো আসন করলে সে যোগী হয়ে গেলেন, তিনি যোগী হয়ে গেলেন, কিন্তু তা নয়। যোগী হলো যে ধাপগুলো কথা বললাম, 8টা ধাপ, ইয়াম নিয়াম, এদেরও 5টা করে ভাগ আছে। তারপরে তৃতীয় ধাপে আছে আসন, যেটা আমরা আজকে করব, প্রাণায়াম, তারপরে প্রত্যাহার, ধারণা, ধ্যান, সমাধি। সমাধি পর্যায়ে যিনি যেতে পারবেন এই এতগুলো স্টেজকে অতিক্রম করে, তিনিই হবেন সত্যিকারের যোগী পুরুষ। এবার আমি বলতে চাই যে যোগের কিছু নীতি আছে, যে নীতিগুলোকে আমাদের অভ্যাস করার সময় মানতেই হবে। সেগুলো হলো যে একটা বদ্ধ ঘরে আমরা কখনোই আসন না, যোগ প্র্যাকটিস করব না, তার একটা ভাগ হলো আসন। এছাড়া আমরা কি করব, টাইট পোশাক পরবো না, তাতে রক্ত সঞ্চালন ঠিক মতো হবে না, আমরা অভ্যাসটা করতে পারবো না। এছাড়া আমরা যে কোনো মেঝেতে 17 ইঞ্চি পেতে যোগ অভ্যাস করব, এবং যোগ অভ্যাস করার সময়, বিশেষ করে আসন অভ্যাস করার সময় আমাদের ব্যায়াম করে নিতে হবে। কিছু সূক্ষ্ম ব্যায়াম আছে, স্থূল ব্যায়াম আছে, এগুলোকে করে নিলে আমাদের শরীরের যে বিভিন্ন মাংসপেশি, ব্লাড সার্কুলেশন যে হয়, এগুলো ঠিক মতো হবে এবং আমরা তখন আসনটা ভালোভাবে করতে পারবো। এরকম ভাবে অনেক নীতি আছে। আর সবচেয়ে বড় হলো যেটা, ভরা পেটে আসন কখনোই করা উচিত নয়। প্রাণায়াম তবুও করা যায়, কিন্তু আসন করা যায় না। সেই ভরা পেটের মধ্যে আমরা সকালবেলাটা করতে পারি, তার 4 ঘন্টা বাদে, ভরা পেটে 4 ঘন্টা বাদে আমরা সকালে করতে পারি, আর সন্ধ্যেবেলাটা, এই দুটো সময় কিন্তু আসন করা যায়। আর প্রাণায়াম সেটা আমরা পুস্তকে যেগুলো পেয়েছি সেটা হলো 4 বার করা যায়, সকাল, দুপুর, বিকেল এবং রাত্রিবেলায় 4 বার করা যায়। হঠযোগ প্রদীপিকাতে আমরা এগুলো পাই। এবার হলো যোগের প্রকারভেদ আছে। এই প্রকার রাজযোগ, যেটাকে মহর্ষিকে রাজযোগ বলা হয়। এছাড়া হঠযোগ, লয় যোগ, ভক্তি যোগ, মন্ত্র যোগ, বিভিন্ন প্রকার আছে। এবং যে যে প্রকারটাকে নিয়ে এগিয়ে যায়, সে সেটাতেই তার সাধনায় শেষ পর্যায়ে অবধি পৌঁছাতে চায়। নেক্সট আমরা যেটা আলোচনা করব, প্র্যাকটিসের সাইড, অভ্যাস। যে আমি হয়তো আসনের বেনিফিট বলবো, আসনের না 4টে পর্যায়ে কি কি? একটা হলো চিত হয়ে শুয়ে, একটা পশ্চার, প্রোন পশ্চার, সিটিং পশ্চার এন্ড স্ট্যান্ডিং পশ্চার। এবার আমরা প্রত্যেকটা পশ্চারে কিছু কিছু আসন আজকে আমি বলবো, তার উপকার বলবো। প্রথম আমরা যেটা করব সেটা হলো শবাসন। শবাসন কেন শবাসন করলে করতে হবে? আমাদের মানসিক চাপ অনেকটা কম থাকে, শরীরের পেশিগুলি চাপ কমে যায়। প্রতিটা আসনের ফাঁকে আমরা শবাসন করব। ওই জন্য প্রথম শবাসন দিয়ে শুরু করলাম। প্রথম আসন আমি যেটা বলবো সেটা হলো অর্ধ হলাসন। অর্ধ হলাসন আমরা যারা এটা অনেকে হয়তো জন্যই আমি পা দুটোকে তুলবো 30 তো শোনা যাচ্ছে তো? হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ শোনা যাচ্ছে দিদি, বলুন।
তো এই 3টে ডিগ্রি আমরা করব অর্ধ হলাসন। অর্ধ হলাসন থেকে আমরা বিপরীতকরণী মুদ্রায় যেতে পারি, আমরা সর্বাঙ্গ আসন করতে পারি, আমরা হলাসন করতে পারি। কিন্তু এইগুলো সকলের জন্য মানে সকলে করতে পারবেন না। তাই অর্ধ হলাসনটা আপনারা যদি অভ্যাস করেন, তাতে 30 ডিগ্রি যখন আপনারা মেনটেন করবেন, তাতে দেখা যায় যে আমাদের পেটে যে অতিরিক্ত চর্বি জমা হয় সেইটা অনেকটাই রিডিউস হয়। এছাড়া আমাদের পায়ের যে থাই মাসল আছে, এগুলোতে একটা শক্তি বৃদ্ধি পায়। এবং আমাদের ধীরে ধীরে আমরা যখন বিপরীতকরণী মুদ্রায় যাবে, আজকে দেখানো হবে সেটা, এই বিপরীত মুদ্রা যখন আমরা করব, তখন থাইরয়েডের একটা হরমোন সিক্রিয়েশন হয়, থাইরক্সিন। সেই সময় ওটা সিক্রিয়েশন হয়। তাতে কি হয়, আমাদের থাইরয়েডের যে যারা ভুগছেন থাইরয়েড নিয়ে, তাদের এটা অনেকটাই উপকার হয়। যোগা কমপ্লিটলি উপশম করতে পারে কিনা এখনো জানি না, তবে আমি দীর্ঘদিন ধরে অভ্যাস করিয়েছি বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে। আমি আমার অভিজ্ঞতা থেকে আমি কিছু বেনিফিটস গুলো বলবো, হয়তো বইয়ে সেগুলো নাও থাকতে পারে। বইয়ের গুলো যখনই অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করব, তখন যদি আমি তার উপকারটা পাই, তবেই আমি বইটাকে ফলো করতে পারি। এছাড়া নিজেরাও অনেক কিছু বেনিফিট দেখেছি। তো বিপরীতকরণী মুদ্রাতে আমাদের দীর্ঘদিন শরীরটাকে যৌবন ধরে রাখে। সর্বাঙ্গ মানে পায়ের মধ্যে যে রক্ত চলাচল আছে, সেগুলো যখন মাথার কাছে নেমে আসে, তাতে আমাদের মস্তিষ্ক অনেক সেটা দূর হয়। এরপরে আমরা চলে যাব নৌকা আসনকে বো পশ্চার বলা হয়। নৌকার মধ্যে এটাকে নৌকাসন বলা হয়। এবং নৌকাসনে দেখা গেছে যারা নার্ভের পেশেন্ট, আমি নিজে করিয়েছি একটা বাচ্চা মেয়েকে বহু বছর আগে, সে এই নৌকাসন আরো কিছু আসন করে এবং অনেকটাই সে সুস্থ হয়েছে। হয়তো আমরা বইয়ে কিন্তু কোথাও নার্ভের অসুখ কমে এটা আমরা এখনো দেখতে পাইনি আমি, কিন্তু আমি নিজে কমিয়েছি নৌকাসন দিয়ে। পেটে হজম শক্তি বৃদ্ধি পায়। বিভিন্ন পেটের মধ্যে যে যে অর্গান গুলো আছে, যেগুলো আমরা দেখতে পাই না, সেই মাসেলগুলো কি হয়, শক্তিশালী হয় অনেক। নেক্সট আমরা করব, এবং নৌকা আসন উল্টে করা যায়। যদি কেউ ব্যাক পেনে ভোগেন, যদি ঘাড়ে কোনো ব্যথা থাকে, তারা কখনোই চিত হয়ে নৌকাসন করবেন না, তারা উল্টে নৌকাসন করবেন। উল্টে সামনে হাত দিয়ে বা যেভাবেই হোক পা এবং মাথাকে তুলতে হবে। নেক্সট আমি যেটা যাব, পবন মুক্ত আসন। পবন মানে হলো বায়ু, মুক্ত মানে ফ্রি হয়ে যাওয়া, বায়ুটা চলে যাওয়া, সেই আসনকে বলবো পবন মুক্ত আসন। যদি শুরু অবস্থায় আমরা এটা এক পায়ে করি, কিন্তু এক পাটাও আমাকে যে কোনো পা দিলে হবে না, ডান পা দিয়ে শুরু করতে হবে। ডান পা বাপা, ডান পা বাপা, তারপরে সম্ভব হলে আমরা সেটা দু পায়ে আনবো। যাদের প্রেশার আছে তারা কখনোই মাথা তুলবেন না, চিত হয়ে শুয়ে করবে। যারা পেটে প্রবলেমে, মানে পেটে বলতে অপারেশন কেস যদি থাকে, তারা কখনোই পবনমুক্ত আসন করবেন না। এবং আমাদের বায়ুটা সরলে কি হয়, আমাদের শরীরের মধ্যে অতিরিক্ত আজকাল যেটা হয়, বাইরের খাবার খেয়ে আমাদের গ্যাস, অম্বল, নানা রকম, তারপরে লাইফস্টাইল আমাদের অনেকেরই পাল্টে গেছে। এই লাইফস্টাইলের জন্য আমাদের কি হয়, কিছু চোরা গ্যাস ভেতরে থাকে, এবং সেইটার জন্য আমরা পরবর্তীকালে অনেক রোগে মানে ভুগি আমরা। সেইটাকে দূর করার জন্য পবনমুক্ত আসন অবশ্যই করবেন। পবনমুক্ত আসন পায়ুদার দিয়ে এটা বেরিয়ে যায় আমাদের এটা, এবং এটা অনেক উপকার। যাদের কনস্টিপেশন আছে, কোষ্ঠবদ্ধতা, তারাও যদি দীর্ঘদিন অভ্যাস করেন, তাহলে কি হবে, আমাদের সেইটা একটা সঠিক সময় ঠিকভাবে আমরা প্রতিদিন কনস্টিপেশনের যেটা ভুগছি, সেটাও আমরা অনেকটাই উপশম পেতে পারি। এরপরে আমরা চলে যাব প্রোন পশ্চার। প্রোন পশ্চারে আমরা 3টি আসন করব। প্রথম করব সর্পাসন। সর্পাসন আমরা কোনো বইয়ে পাই না। আমি কৈবল্যধামের স্টুডেন্ট, আমি ওখানে দেখেছি সর্পাসনে প্রচুর উপকার পাওয়া যায়। ভুজঙ্গ আসন তারপরে করব। এবং সর্পাসন যদি আমি দীর্ঘদিন প্র্যাকটিস করি, আপনারা যদি দীর্ঘদিন প্র্যাকটিস করেন, তাহলে দেখবেন যে সর্পাসনে লাম্বার পেন অনেক কমে যায়, এবং যাদের নেই তাদের কোনোদিনই হবে না আগামী দিনে। এইটুকু আমি আমার উপলব্ধি দিয়ে বা আমি অভ্যাস করিয়ে আমি বুঝেছি। তারপরে যেটা হলো ভুজঙ্গ আসন। তো ভুজঙ্গ আসনটা কি, একটা সাপ ফণা তুললে ঠিক যতটা আসতে পারে সেইটাকে বলছে ভুজঙ্গ, তার থেকে নামকরণ হয়েছে ভুজঙ্গ আসন। আর সর্পাসনটা কি, সর্পাসনটা পুরো হাত দুটোকে সামনের দিকে দিতে হবে এবং পুরো বডি উঠবে, হাত সোজা থাকবে। আর ভুজঙ্গ আসনে কি হবে, অনেক জায়গায় ভুজঙ্গ আসন আমরা দেখেছি কম্পিটিশনে, যে হাত তুলে ভুজঙ্গ আসন। আপনারা হাত তুলে করবেন না, মাটিতে হাত রেখে করবেন। তাতে কি হয়, আমাদের সার্ভাইকাল যে স্পন্ডিলাইটিস হয়, তাতে কোমরে লাম্বার পেন হয়, এগুলো অনেকটাই ভুজঙ্গ আসনে দূর হয়। বুকের খাঁচা বাড়ে, তাতে শ্বাসকষ্ট, আমরা যে শ্বাসের প্রবলেমে আমরা যারা ভুগি, তাদের বেশি বেশি করে তারা যাতে শ্বাস নিতে পারে, তাই ভুজঙ্গ আসন কিন্তু এতে অনেক উপকার দেয়। এরপরে আমরা পুরো শুয়ে করব শলভাসন। শলভাসনটা কেন নামকরণ হচ্ছে, শলভ থেকে শলভাসন। শলভ মানে পতঙ্গ। একটা পতঙ্গ যখন কোনো জায়গায় বসে, তখন দেখা যায় তার যে পেছনে মানে ল্যাসটা, সেটা অনেকটা উঠে থাকে। ঠিক শলভাসনটা দেখতে সেরকমই। এর থেকে নামকরণ হচ্ছে শলভাসন। শলভাসনে আগে তারা করবেন না, যাদের পেটে মানে অপারেশন আছে, যাদের বুকের চাপ লাগে, যাদের হাইপার টেনশন আছে, তারা কখনোই উল্টে এই শলভাসনটা প্র্যাকটিস করবেন না। এবং এইটা যদি আমরা কারা করবেন, যাদের পায়ের জোর বাড়ে, কোমরের যদি সামান্য ব্যথা থাকে, তারা কিন্তু এটা অভ্যাস করলে আস্তে আস্তে দেখা গেছে সেটা অনেকটাই তার কমে গেছে। এবং আপনারা শুরু অবস্থায় 2 পায়ে কেউ করবেন না, আপনারা 1 পায়ে করবেন, তুলবেন। পবনমুক্ত আসনে আমি ডান পাটা কেন করেছি, ওটা একটা কারণ আছে, এটা কোলনে একটা ধাক্কা লাগে, সেই হিসেবে ওটা ডান পা। বাকি সব যে কোনো পা তুলে করা যায়। তাই শলভাসন আমি যদি করি অনেক স্টে থাকতে পারবো। তাতে আমাদের পেছনে যত ধরনের যন্ত্রণা আছে, পিঠের মধ্যে যে যন্ত্রণাগুলো আছে, সেগুলো অনেকটা উপশম হয়। আমরা এইবার চলে যাব আস্তে আস্তে সিটিং পশ্চারে। সিটিং পশ্চার বসে বসে আমি কোনগুলো করব সহজ, সেটা হলো পদ্মাসন। পদ্মাসন যদি কেউ না পারেন, সুখাসন করতে পারেন, বীরাসন আছে, এক পায়ের উপর এক পায়ে, বাবু হয়ে বসবেন না, বাবু হয়ে আসনটা কোনো আসনের মধ্যে পড়ে না, এক পা নিচে এক পা উপরে, সেটাকে বলা হয় সুখাসন। পদ্মাসন যারা প্র্যাকটিস করবেন বা যাদের হাঁটু প্রচন্ড ব্যথা আছে তারা কিন্তু দু পা তুলবেন না। যদি এটা করতে পারেন, ছোট বয়স থেকে যদি বাড়িতে কাউকে করাতে পারেন, তাহলে এটা কিন্তু কোনোদিনই তার বাত আসবে না। তার যে একটা বাত আসে, মানে হাঁটুতে একটা বাতের প্রকোপ দেখা যায়, সেটা কিন্তু হবে না, কমে যাবে আস্তে আস্তে যদি করতে পারেন। যদি না করতে পারেন আস্তে আস্তে করবেন, ধীরে ধীরে করবেন, এক পা তুলে করবেন, করেই নামিয়ে দেবেন, দীর্ঘক্ষণ বসে থাকবেন না, তাতে লকিং হওয়ার সম্ভাবনা থাকে। অনেক সময় পদ্মাসনে কিন্তু লকিং হয়ে যেতে পারে। নেক্সট আমরা আস্তে আস্তে পদ্মাসনটার উপকারিতা কি, পদ্মাসন যে কোনো ধ্যানাসনের জন্য করতে হয়। পুজো আশ্রা করতে গেলে পদ্মাসন লাগে। পদ্মাসনে চিত্তারা সোজা থাকে, তাতে ব্লাড সার্কুলেশনটা চলে মেরুদণ্ডের মধ্যে এবং আমাদের মনোসংযোগ বাড়ে। আমাদের বহু আসন আছে যেগুলো যদি আমরা ঠিক ঠিক অভ্যেস করতে পারি তাহলে কিন্তু কনসেন্ট্রেশন পাওয়ার অনেক বেশি বেড়ে যায় যদি আমরা এটা করতে পারি। তাই ছোট বয়স থেকে অভ্যাস করাটাই ভালো। এরপরে আমরা চলে যাব আস্তে আস্তে বজ্রাসন। বজ্রাসনও সকলের জন্য, আপনারা অনেকেই জানেন যে বজ্রাসন করলে আমাদের হজম শক্তি বাড়ে। অনেকে বজ্রাসনে বসে মাথায় চুল আশ্রায়, তারা হয়তো কোথাও বই পড়েছে যে চুল ওঠে না, কিন্তু চুল এখন প্রত্যেকেরই ওঠে। যাই হোক, সেই বজ্রাসন করার পর আমি যদি সামনে হাত দিই, দিয়ে চোখ বন্ধ করে বসি, এটাও কিন্তু একটা ধ্যানাসন। ধ্যানাসন, পদ্মাসনকেও ধ্যানাসন বলা হয়, বজ্রাসনকেও ধ্যানাসন বলা হয়। এছাড়াও গোমুখাসনও কিন্তু বাবা লোকনাথ ঠিক যেভাবে বসেন সেটাকেও ধ্যানাসন এখন বলছে। আগেকার দিনে আমরা পাইনি, এখনকার দিনে এটাকেও ধ্যানাসন বলছে। এরকম দু একটা কিছু ধ্যানাসন আছে। বজ্রাসন থেকে প্রচুর আসনে যাওয়া যায় এবং বজ্রাসন পদ্মাসনে বসলে সাইটিকার যে ব্যথাটা আছে এই ব্যথাটাও অনেক সময় কমে যায়, হাঁটু ব্যথা কমে যায়। আমরা এই বজ্রাসন থেকে সামনের দিকে ঝুঁকবো, কি হাত দুটোকে ওপরে নেব, নিয়ে আস্তে আস্তে শ্বাস ছাড়তে ছাড়তে নিচে নামবো, সেটাকে অর্ধ কুর্মাসন বলে। যদি তানিয়া এটা শুনে থাকে তাহলে অর্ধ কুর্মাসন একবার দেখিয়ে দেবে দর্শকদের। আর তারপরে ওতে কি হয়, অর্ধ কুর্মাসনে আমরা সকলেই পেটের প্রবলেমে ভুগি, কেউ না কেউ তো পেটের প্রবলেমে ভুগি, সেইটা কিন্তু অনেকটাই উপশম হয় আমাশা থেকে শুরু করে যা যা আছে। তাই অর্ধ কুর্মাসনটা
অজন্তা দি, আপনার কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছি না। অজন্তা দি, অজন্তা দি, have we lost her connection? অজন্তা দি, আপনি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? আছেন এখানে? We seem to have lost Ajanta temporarily, but at least I think what we can do is just excuse me for a second.
Can start the yoga.
I think what we can do is the asanas that Ajanta di mentioned. I think we can start our final demonstration session with Tanya, and then if we are trying in the meanwhile to reconnect with Ajanta di if possible. So Tanya, will you please please unmute yourself and get your yes. Tanya, তানিয়া, তুমি তোমাকে স্যার নামটা বলে দেবেন, তুমি করতে থাকো, বিকজ আমাদের সময় কমে গেছে তো। হ্যাঁ, আর আমরা চেষ্টা করব খুঁজে বার করতে।
Okay, due to shortage of time, we have reduced number of asanas Tanya will perform. Before that, I am just telling the methodologies of for performing asanas. 4 to 5 asanas we have to perform. First, Padmasana. Assume a sitting posture with legs extended to forward. Fold the right leg and place it on the left thigh, and fold the left leg and place it on the right thigh. Feet should be enough to touch the heels to the abdomen on either side. The hands should rest on the knees, palm open, thumbs and 4 fingers joined in the gesture known as China Mudra. Tanya.
Okay, sir. Okay,
একটু ইন্টারাপ্ট করছি প্রেরণা অধিকারী প্লিজ মিউট yourself প্রেরণা অধিকারী
Okay, next is Utkatasana. Utkatasana is standing posture, stand erect, keeping both feet apart and parallel to each other. Raise the heels from the ground. Sit on the knee down position. Keep equal gap between knees and toes. Do not bend forward or lean forward, and keep the spine at 90 degrees as far as possible. Arms will be placed on the thigh. Utkatasana, Tanya.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next we shall go to Naukasana. Naukasana, which Ajanta madam has also already mentioned, it is a lying posture, supine position. Start with supine position, arms by the side of the body, palms on the ground. Lift both the feet together up to 45-degree angle without bending the knees. Lift the head and shoulder. Whole body will stay on the hip. Knee, keep the arms on the knees. Now, Naukasana, Tanya.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we are just moving to the next asana, that is Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana is also a lying position in from supine position. Lie on prone position. Lie on prone position. Lie on prone, and forehead will be kept on the ground along with the palms on the ground. Place the palms below the shoulder, and then lift the head and shoulder without taking support of the arm, and lift as high as possible. Tanya, Bhujangasana.
Okay, sir.
Now we are just proceeding towards Viparit Karani. Viparit Karani is also a lying posture. It is a half topsy-turvy pose. Lie on supine, feet together. Lift your leg without bending knees, and then lift the hip up to 70-degree angle. Place your palms on the buttock, and eyes will be kept or fixed on the toes of your feet. Tanya, Viparit Karani. Tanya, Viparit Karani. Tanya, Viparit Karani. Hello? Hello?
তানিয়া কি আবার ফিক্স হয়ে গেল
Hello.
Give me a moment, please, sir. Give me a moment.
Yes, just started. Just started.
Utania is already on. Okay.
It's already started.
Yes.
Now only two things, two practices we'll just do. One is Brikshasana. Brikshasana is a standing posture, and it is it started from the standing posture, feet together. There will be no gap between the feet, and hands by the side of the body, and face forward and side in front. After that, folding the knees of the left leg, place on the just by the side of the right groin, and raise your arms over the head, and palms, keep your palms together. Bring the palms in front of your chest, just like Namaskar Bhangi. This is Brikshasana. Okay, Tanya, Brikshasana.
Okay, sir.
Now we'll go to the last yogic practice due to shortage of time. That is Kapal Bhati. Kapal Bhati is a kriya, that is not a pranayam. One kriya, Kapal Bhati. Kapal Bhati will be performed from Padmasana, keeping the spine erect and eyes in front. Eyes may be kept closed or open, whatever the practitioner likes, and then place the arms in chin mudra on the nose. Then inhale, deep inhale, and forceful exhalation without any inhalation, except passive inhalation is allowed by contracting the muscles, abdominal muscles. So she will perform 2 rounds only. Okay, Tanya, Kapal Bhati.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. Actually, she has performed Kapal Bhati 2 rounds. First round is very slowly with high, low volume and intensity. After that, she has enhanced the volume and intensity and frequency also. Actually, in this way, the frequency will be enhanced so that the cardiovascular efficiency can be developed. And Jyoti ma'am, the demonstration part is finished, and one chat question that benefits of Sirsasana. Shall I tell it within 1 minute?
Yes.
Okay. Sirsasana is a topsy-turvy posture. So the Sirsasana, that is when the performer is performing, the benefits they will get is that the supply of oxygen will be more to the brain. That means the brain will be energized by way of getting oxygen, the by way of oxyhemoglobin. That means the brain cells will be stimulated and will function properly. And another benefit is that the hair, it will not ripen, the hair will not be ripened. These are the 2 important things. And another one thing is that in some books you will get that Sirsasana will give benefit to the patients who are suffering from thyroids. These are the very few benefits of Sirsasana. After that, if you need, then we can contact and we can discuss afterwards. Thank you, Tanya, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. Thank you, Tanya. And we feel that we could have gone on and on and on, because there are we really reached a very interesting stage where we are transitioning from the theory to the practice. And obviously going by the chats and the reactions, the audience has also been really enjoying and benefiting from this session. But of course, all good things have to come to an end, and I really regret to say that we could not reconnect with our earlier resource person, and we express our sincerest apologies to the participants as well as to her, and we will try to organize another lecture demonstration session if possible later on. But now may I ask my colleague Dr. Vidisha Chatterjee from the Department of Philosophy. So can I just ask her to express the vote of thanks? And before that, may I ask our admin to kindly switch on the videos for all the participants, so that we can at least for once see who are we talking to. If that's possible, please turn on the videos, and Vidisha, please go ahead with your vote of thanks.
Request to all the participants, please on your video from your side. Please on.
Yes, please switch on your videos.
Thank you. Throughout last 3 hours, more than 3 hours or just 3 hours, we were having a very thoughtful as well as practical demonstrative discussion regarding yoga and its usefulness in our life. One thing I must say, that yoga is not a religion, it is a way of life. It is a science of well-being, rather. It's an integrated process of body and mind, which we can nurture if we take out time. And today's webinar is very much needed in this time of pandemic, when we are stressed, both mentally, as well as we are having various physical problems, or we are distressed by just thinking about the problems which we might have. So today's webinar was a very thoughtful webinar to keep ourselves well. I extend my thanks to our principal, Prabhrajika Bhasha Prana Mataji, to enlighten us regarding the minded body through yoga in and also allowing our department to conduct this webinar rather. My sincere thanks to Professor Ranjana Mukherjee for her thoughtful lecture on theoretical aspect, on how we need to realize our own selves through the meditations and other yogic theoretical readings. And obviously it is my pleasure to extend my sincere thanks and pranam to Prabhrajika Divyananda Prana Mataji for delivering such an enlightening speech on importance of mind. Sometimes we forget about our mind, the inner mind, which we need to actually think about. And her speech was really very enlightening. And I would also like to extend my thanks to Dr. Malay Kumar Mukhopadhyay for giving us a detailed account of the importance of yoga today, how and also the very informative account, not only the detailed account, but informative account about yoga, so that we will not only be doing the physical aspect, but knowing what is needed to be done regarding our own wellness. My thanks to Srimati Ajanta Acharya Banerjee also for her discussion on benefits of yoga. she has lucidly talked in Bengali how we can keep ourselves well. And my thanks to Tanya Nag for demonstrating, though very briefly because of shortage of time, but very helpful for us to demonstrations. We will try to follow her postures and demonstrations whenever we will get our time. And on behalf of Ramakrishna Sharada Mission Vivekananda Vidya Bhavan, I extend my thanks to Debabrata Mondal also, who provided us the technical assistance to conduct the webinar. Without him, it would not have been possible for us to manage so many viewers and so many participants. And lastly, I offer my heartiest thanks to all the participants through YouTube as well as through Zoom and making this webinar a success. Thank you. Thank you.
Request to Choiti ma'am, please conclusion the webinar session.
Yes, I think we are all going back with a lot of information, lot of thought, lot of insight, and a lot of encouragement to face the living world.
Sorry, Choitidi, I must interrupt. I have forgotten to thank ICPR for providing us financial assistance, and I'm really sorry for that. And I am extending my heartiest thanks to Indian Council of Philosophical Research to provide us the financial assistance for this for conducting this seminar. And please acknowledge my mistake. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, we cannot afford to miss our sponsors, can we? So yes, our heartfelt gratitude to ICPR once again, and
of course
our heartfelt thanks to all the participants who have borne the technical glitches patiently with us, who have remained patient and very encouraging. So thank you and have a very good evening. Abar kokhono dekha hobe khub shigiri. Thank you so much.
Thank you.